It requires a lot of technical knowledge to do all this stuff, everybody. If YouTube would just let me have longer videos, I wouldn't have to do this problem. Wouldn't have to restart another part to the video. Okay, there we go. Somebody do me a favor, pop on over to YouTube and put a 1 in the chat. Let me know everything's working. Thank you, Archangel. Thank you, Matt. All right, I think we got it working. Awesome. So if anybody can do me a favor, pop over to Twitch or youtube.com/KismetBP. Remember the BP at the end. And pop in the chat and say hi just to make sure that is working for you guys. We're going to keep this rocking on. Okay, back to work here. Back to work. Get all this stuff out of here. All of our fractal numbers. Back over here. We didn't even get to Fallout Shelter, but we may not get to it. We'll see. And then this over here. All right, now we're back, everybody. Again, this will be part 2 if you're watching this on YouTube. We're in here taking some stuff out. Let's go. Let's take the stuff out. Let's get it going. Over here. And again, don't blame me. Blame YouTube for that. I got to do that all the time. We're going to get it going. We're going to watch out we don't accidentally take out our space elevator. All right, we'll just take out... Okay, that is not limiting it to belts. We can also double check that all of our belts are level 3s here too, which is awesome. Take out all of this stuff and all the belts over here. And then we can just say, okay, all the splitters. We'll take out all the splitters at once. And what else we got back here? All right, good enough. Those are easier just to press control. Way faster. That over here. If you're trying not to accidentally get the foundations or your stuff way in the background, pressing control is awesome. You also press control to undo what you did as well. And then this and these and that thing and this thing over here and there and this. And that one. Oh, great. Thanks for that, bro. Thanks for that. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed F again. I meant to press G. I actually pressed F and G. I'm not going to do it again. Let's get up high here. I got an idea. Let's do this. This actually does have a purpose. Get up here. There you go. G. Boom. Oh, too far away. What the heck? Oh, that's a level 2. And level 3s. There we go. Not too far away. Those I had to look at that. I had a level 2 there somewhere. Glad we checked it now. Splitters. Oh. Limiting my splitters. Ain't no splitters over here. Just pressing control. Moving all this power. Again, anything that's dropping because we don't have enough stuff in our inventory is going to the one single box, which is great. All right, look at that, cleaning this place up. Cleaning her up. All right, let's try some G again there. Yeah, we didn't used to have this back in the day, by the way. The 50 dismantling way back in the day. We used to do it one item at a time. We also didn't have zooping. So we'd also do our foundations, one foundation at a time. I've done thousands upon thousands of them. One at a time, everybody. And I had a great time doing it. I sure did. All right, I see I got this down on the ground here from when I was marking those. We'll just go ahead and grab those. And again, this right here was doing our versatile framework. We'll come back to that later on after we get this one done. And there's a ton of resources in all of those. But we don't care because we don't need those resources right now. We don't need any of that. We don't need any of this. I'll try to angle this so I can get a whole bunch of this at the same time. Because we already got our advanced wiring done. That's what a bunch of this was for. And again, this was augmenting what we could do based on the power that we had at the time. But now we got all the power that we need to make this happen. Man, I built a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. See, I hate it when it gets the foundation. And then making it have to limit it to just the thing is annoying as well. What it needs to do is everything but that thing. Everything but foundations. That would be the best option. Because that's usually what you're doing. You're just taking this out. You don't want to take your foundations out. You want to just take all the other stuff out. But no. We also have a lot of underruns too that we could go take out, but I'm not going to worry about it. That stuff running underneath my foundations because I have them up pretty high. So that I don't have to deal with it. Running through the middle of my base. Man, we could tighten all that up. There are these power poles. Control, 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 control on that, control on this. There we go. There's always a little bit of something floating somewhere, I find. Now, of course, if we'd done these with blueprints, which we are going to do, we could have just took the whole entire blueprints out. Which is awesome in and of itself. And I've done massive, mega modular blueprints, everybody. Some really big stuff. And they snap together like Legos. It's pretty sweet. Make yourself big, massive train stations and connections of your train stations and the hypertube loops and all sorts of fun stuff with those blueprints. Feel like we need another one right here. Speaking of blueprints, boom, right there. Fill that area in. All right, we got a few ladders there. Look at that, just like that, whoosh, all of it gone. All of it out of there. We'll take this out. Oh, we missed a guy up here. And I'll find a few more that are probably laying around here somewhere. You're like, no way did it put all of that stuff in that box. So sure did. Sure did, everybody. All of that stuff went right here in this one box. Right here, look at this. Ooh, mama, there's a lot of stuff in there. Now, is there stuff in there we can get rid of? Look at all the stators in there. Nice. Sure is. We can get rid of all of the raw ore. We can get rid of all of this. We don't need to manage all of that, everybody. Get rid of that. Keep all this other stuff, though. We don't need to manage the iron ingots at this point. I think we're good. We don't need the raw ore. Get rid of that. The cool thing is it puts it in here, and you can just throw all of it away at once. Instead of that stuff, and the rest of that stuff we'll keep. You never know. You can't put stuff in there, by the way. You can only take it out at this point as well. So that's all good. Now I'm also going to grab one of these. I'm just going to stick it over here right next to this so I can go ahead and put all this in that box too. Except for my stuff that I'm usually running around with here, and some stuff we can throw in there. I'm going to control click that. I'm going to throw this in the dimensional depot. Oh, that's full. Okay, no problem. How about these? Can we put those in there? Oh, yeah. Nice, nice. All right, throw those in there. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to end up at the end of our production where it's going to be the final product. Now, you might look over here as well. Not only did I do 10,000 of them, I also did a whole box full of them. In phase 1, everybody. It works well done. I know, right? GG's. GG's on that. All right, so we already got an output here. So we need our one assembler, everybody. Again, we're just going to do one assembler. Oh, look, we need some reinforced iron plates, and we don't got any. Oh, it sucks to be us, huh? But no worries, because guess what? We're going to put another box right over here, and then we're going to go ahead and run some power up here once we do another dimensional depot. Do we have enough? Oh, so close. So close. I got to get already put them in there. Okay. We'll make just a few more. And we're going to definitely make a few things as we go along here. But we got to make a few more fluctuators so we don't have to run way back over there. There we go. And yes, I have the dimensional depot opened in phase 1, which is pretty awesome. Then we're going to take this and we're going to run that right up in there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a bunch of plates out of here by control clicking. And then control click over here, and boom, it's going to throw that into dimensional depot for me. So when I need that later on, I'll be good. Who's throwing that Kismet love train? Friends coming in. Love watching your stream. Well, thank you, friends. Yes, we're having a great time, man. We're crushing it. Right now, we're optimizing for our final run toward phase 2 in the ultimate challenge. right over here. We don't need that to be back that far. We want to be right up against that bad boy. Let's go. Let's get it nice and close. What are you doing here, guy? Get on out of here. We got to go check my power, too. I bet my power dropped. You know why it dropped? Because a bunch of those power lines equal over here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Down to about 3,000 power. But look at our production. Our production is nearly 0. That's okay. We'll get all that fixed when it's time. We don't need the power right this second. We ain't doing nothing with it. All right. Here we go. Right here. Right up against that box. Come on. Line it up. Line it up sweet. Let's run that nice level 3 belt because that's the best we can do for right now. It feels super slow if you've ever played this game before. Especially those level 1 belts, everybody. All right, smart plating is what we're trying to do. We're going to try to get 4 reinforced iron plates into there and 4 rotors. And then we know that putting the summer sloop in there is the greatest. It is going to save us so much power by not having to do 2 separate lines of our entire thing because it's going to cascade backwards, saving us massive, massive amount of power on the way back. Now, one of the things that I like to do, you do you, but I like to have a redundant box behind each thing that I do. And I'm going to go ahead and make this nice and close over here. Oh, I actually got to go back by 1 back here because I forgot you can't center those. I'd love to. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and just off-center both of these just to do this, and then I can run in between them when I need to, like this. Okay, now, we're going to go ahead and pick what these are, everybody. We need reinforced iron plates, and we need rotors. Now, here's the cool thing. I got the big boys now. I don't need to deal with those small little suckers anymore. We can go ahead and do the big boy here. We're going to face it toward the road. We're going to nudge it toward the road. Right there, we're going to run that power straight down in here. Now, because I have that over there, I can tie this power over there. But you know what I need? I need this power over here to tie into this power. Not that power, not the purple power. The purple power is there for a specific reason. That's for all my scanners. Check this out, everybody. Check this out. Let's see if my scanners are still on. They are. Okay. We go over here. And again, we went around and we named them all. Again, I've never bothered to do it to this extent, but we named every single power pole, every single radar pole, or not power pole, but radar pole, every single geyser. We did all of that just to have a bunch of fun. So right here is called towers, everybody. These are your radar towers. I'm going to turn those bad boys off. Watch how much it drops my power, everybody. Those suckers suck up a lot of power. But now, none of this stuff is on the map anymore. But that's okay, because I already marked them all where all the pure nodes are. So I don't even need the scanner now, because I know right where they are. I'm going to go tap every single one of them suckers at some point. But right now, we're going to go ahead and just flip that right back on, because we can, boom, get that running. There we go. And we can see that we have around 5,000 capacity. And that tells us that somewhere from another direction, we were running some of those geysers and we had disconnected that power now. And that power is no longer running because we should have around, 8,000, 10,000 power on the high end. And so we're going to need to deal with that at some point. But right now, we're just going to go ahead and connect this into my direct power, which is right over here. It already is directly over there. Okay, awesome. Again, we'll track down where all of our other geysers are coming from. We'll fix that up. All right, right here. This does not look like it's tied into the main power. I can see that this one's not tied into the main power. So let's go ahead and grab this. Run it over here somewhere. Where do we got a nice power pole? Got a power pole hiding out over here. Nope, we can run it to that one, but we don't want to do that. We probably got another power. Oh, 5 of 4. No, we don't want that. Right over here. That's kind of weird when it does that. Should not do that. Okay, so now we got this tied into the rest of our power. There we go. All right. And we got all the power connected now because we probably connected that side to this side. And there we go. We solved the problem. How easy was that? I didn't mean to, but there we go. Because this side over here was separated from this side. And, of course, a bunch of geysers from that way were disconnected. But we got it. And now we have enough power to run our smart plating, but we don't have anything in there. But we can just think ahead, everybody, and this way when we start this up, we don't waste any processing power. We're going to go ahead and just go right there. So it has to do the first one first before it kicks in, but then it will do it. This will be 300 megawatts as well, everybody. Like, Kismet, 300 megawatts? What the heck? 1.1 gigawatts? Yeah, it's a lot, everybody. Do a lot. Do you bring the raw materials to a central location to process, or do you process them at the node if it's applicable? Both, all of the above. I use all the techniques, everybody. I use the spaghetti. I use the local, what I call the local factory, right? When it's local to the node. Or use the mega factory where you run all the resources in and then you just manage it in there. Whatever helps me not use up my most precious resource. You know what that is? It's your time. Your time is your most precious resource, more than any resource in the game or anything else in the world, everybody, and also in real life. Your time is your most precious resource. So if you can cut down on the time it takes and still do the same result, boom, you're being efficient. Remember, efficiency first. And I'm your official Fix-It corporate trainer. If you get lasered from space from being inefficient, that's not my department. That's another department down the hall. My job is to teach you how to be epic level efficient. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to back this up because at some point we're going to need to use up all this space right here, and we might hit the wall. We might have to turn or something. We'll see. So we got the spreadsheet ready to rock and roll. And what we're going to do is work backwards over here. This is why we did the spreadsheet, so we work backwards. It's going to be pretty sweet. I'm going to zoom out. You guys will be hard for you guys to see it unless you zoom in, but it helps me visualize what I'm doing. Okay, so what we need is we need reinforced iron plates and we need rotors. That's the next thing we need, right? So we need to get those reinforced iron plates and rotors right in there. Now, we've already got a box for it, so all we need now is our assemblers, and we're going to go ahead and put that bad boy. Of course, it always loves to rotate the wrong way. We're going to hit H, and we're going to just use up our space very wisely here, and we already have this sweet backlog. I never trust this thing. I get right up in there and leave a little bit of space so we can see it happening. That's what I do here, too. I leave a little bit of space so I can see those bad boys going right in there. This one right here, reinforced iron plate. She's like, kidding me, you just had this. True. But we are redoing it all from scratch to make sure all of our belts are good and all of that. Now, this has the same problem as our boxes, everybody. If we try to put these right next to each other and try to squeeze them together to try to get it to put those boxes in there, it just doesn't want to. And you can see this one is pretty much going down the center line like this. So if we do want to readjust this so it looks beautiful on top of functional, we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to take this all back out again. Again, now we're thinking a little bit about how making it awesome, right? Make it look awesome. So we know kind of where we want our assembler. We're right over here. And so we're going to try to center these assemblers on top of each other. And we're going to go over one to just kind of fit like that. We'll go back just a little bit. There we go. Actually, I kind of feel like I go back over here. Leave myself a little bit of space to run through there. Just like this. And just like this. There we go. And now what we can do is just go the opposite direction where we're going ahead and using the industrial storage this way. And we'll kind of find the middle area between here and there. You don't want to be too close to one or the other. And let's say that. Nice. Now, one of the things I can do is I can go ahead and use my lifter to get that up off the ground, make it nice and easy for me to run through there so those are not on the ground. Same thing over here. I can go ahead and do this. Now, this is going to be real awkward if it's too close. But if it's not too close, you can try to get it in there. You can try all your other things. And you just say, I got it too close. That sucks. But you can try to back it up a little bit and do that. But I'd say, you know what? You don't need any of that, everybody. The lifter is just going to add a little bit of extra work to it. And this particular one, just run it like that. You're fine. You're fine. Run it on the ground. Make it beautiful. Make it do its thing. Again, I don't need it to go up in the sky at this point, but I can do it later. Now, those are nice and lined up somewhat to the center. This one needs to go a little bit right. A little bit more right. And again, the thing about it is, everybody, you got plenty of space in the game. You don't have to jam everything right up on top of each other, though it is fun to do that to try to optimize your space. But you can see I'm leaving myself some room to run right in there. I'm taking the human factor and putting the human factor in there as well. The running through there. Look how wide that's getting now. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it. Again, we got plenty of space. We'll deal with it. Right there, right there. Okay, looking sexy. Love it. On this side, we're going to do reinforced iron plates. On this side, we're going to do rotors. Right over here. Very nice, very nice. Then they're going to go in here and make us a crazy ton of smart platings. In fact, because we have the ultimate power, the power of time. You know who gives me the power of time, everybody? These guys. G-Portal, that's who gives me the power of time. You know why? Because I got my own server. It's a solo server, but I can let it run 24/7. I don't have to pay for the power. I don't have to pay for the computers. I don't have to do any of that. You know what I do? I log in, I set all my stuff up, I log out, I take a nap, I come back, boom, I got 20,000 resources running. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. I highly recommend it, everybody. Again, follow that link. Get yourself 10% off because saving money is making money. For sure, for sure. All right, we're going to go ahead and start our power chain. Now, if you didn't know, everybody, you can put that right on top of your box. And you're like, I knew that, Kismet. I take the pole all the time, and I just put it right here on top of the box. Wait, it's not going there. Huh, wait, the pole doesn't go on the box. How did you do that? How did you put that on the box? I know I did that. I just went and used the power line and not the power pole. So if you use the power line, you can just go bada bing, or you can put it on your splitter, or you can put it on the top of your thing over there, or way over here, or right over there, or in between here, or wherever you want. I like to put it on the splitter myself, or up on top of the box up here. So putting it up on top of the box makes it easy for me to chain it backwards, and it keeps it up out of the way. And by the way, you can actually unlock the ability to chain these together. You know what? I have never done that yet. You know why? Because I've been playing so much in Phase 1, both on a local playthrough where I was playing on my local computer, not on the server, and we proved that that was 100% possible. Then we switched over to the server, and we proved even more things possible. In fact, so many things you could do in Phase 1 that I never knew. I never even tried to do those things, but I'm forced to do that because I have to think of alternate ways of doing these hundreds of thousands of resources. In fact, I made 1 million resources just in Tier 1 and Tier 2 to get to the second part of Phase 1, right? So again, crazy. You're like, Kismet, how did you make 1 million? Well, I had to make a bunch of iron ingots, and then I had to make a bunch of rods and a bunch of screws and a bunch of plates, and then I had to then make a bunch of rotors and a bunch of the things. And again, I can show you that on the spreadsheet right here, everybody. Where is that? Where is that bad boy? Right over here. Let's check it out. We got all the numbers right over here. Where's the numbers? Right here. Boom, boom, boom. You know I love a good spreadsheet. Right here. It's actually 960,000, not dollars. That's 960,000 items that I created, not counting all the other little stuff that I had to create on top of that to make all that stuff work. But yeah, about 1 million items just to get past the very first objective in the game. Again, only a crazy person would do it, but I'm doing it so you don't have to, everybody. You can see how it's possible, and you can see the most optimal way to make it happen. All right, so we got that up here, and then we're going to go ahead and connect this back like this, leaving a link there. Now, again, I do have quick wire. I can go to the higher level ones, but I never bother. I just do that. I also do run power in the floor. As you can see, I have a blueprint with the power connector here, and I have it running right down here. And you're like, Kismet, what's the yellow mean? The yellow means road. Whenever you see that, that is a road. Whenever you see orange, that is where I keep my factories. And this allows me to organize my base based on color, very much like if you're playing SimCity, right? Whereas you got your green, you got your yellow, you got your blue, right? Blue is going to be commercial, yellow industrial, and of course, green being your residential. But in this game, a little different. And I use blue for storage, and I use kind of a purple for wherever my hub is in all of my storages nearby. So that's what I typically do there. So that's why this is all colored the way it is. Now, green one here represents that there is actually something underneath there, like a connector, like right there, which we no longer need. We can take that out, and we can do this. There we go. Very nice. Now, this one, I'm just going to use the big boy to connect, and then I'll chain this back. Now, we got that going. Let's go ahead and take a look at our spreadsheet over here for our massive smart plating upgrade. So we got those going. Now, as we go back here, everybody, we're going to go ahead and use our numbers that we did figure out of our clock speeds here. So our clock speed here for our reinforced iron plates is 0.744, I think. Wait a minute. I think a reinforced iron plate should be 100. Oh, yes, because no, we want to output 4. That's right. No, 0.744. So here's what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to underclock our thing here, which is 0.744. Why don't I just copy the number? Now, we already figured out this number earlier based on how many plates and screws we want and based on what our output's going to be, and that's going to massively optimize our power. So if we did this right, it should say that we need 48 plates and 96 screws. That's why we're doing the spreadsheet, everybody. Again, it saves a little bit of time. Now, you don't have to, everybody. You can just willy-nilly it, and that's what I did already. I showed how you don't even need to do any of the numbers, and you can make 20,000 of this and 28,000 of that and 10,000 of this, as you can see. But again, we're going to go ahead and put this magic number in here that we did figure out. And remember, everybody, the decimal place is going to be moved by 2, so you want to go ahead and move your decimal place forward. So it's really 74.4 right over there in theory. Let's go. Let's see. Okay, it looks different now. Hold on, it looks different. 44.64 and 89.20. Let's go ahead and double check those numbers again. Let's see, 48, and no, we need 96. We need 96. So our output should be 4. Our number, we did double check. Wait a minute. Are these the reinforced iron plates? Yes. Okay. 74. Oh man, did we miss a bunch of 4s? I bet you we're missing a bunch of 4s. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. I bet. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. We're getting there. Oh yeah, we're missing some decimals there because it took our decimals out. Okay, so we got 5. This is how we figure it out. Here's how we figure out the reverse power. We want it to be, we have 5 now, but we want it to be 4. So we just go ahead and take 4 and divide it by, oh, actually it's right here, clock speed. Yeah, right here. Yeah, see, this clock speed is wrong. My bad. This is for the power clock speed. Right here is, we got it right here, 0.8. That's what it was. 0.8, let's do it. 0.8, 0.8, which is actually 80%. There we go. There's that 4, there's that 48, there's that 96. All right, we got it now. The power speed was messing us up right over there. Now, here's the thing, everybody. You don't have to wait for you to have a bunch of resources to make this happen. What we can do is go ahead and put the resources directly in there, and then this will start up. So we put some rods in there, which we don't have, and some screws probably over here somewhere in this box. This is why I left the box right here, because I just want a manual feed. We got a lot of screws. Holy mackerel, look at all of them screws. We got some rods in there as well. A little bit of rods. Okay, that's a big problem. We don't have that many rods. We're definitely going to get those going. Okay, so rods and screws. So let's go ahead and take our screws and put them in there. And oh, we also need some plates. Let's get those as well. We're certainly not hurting for those. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and throw some plates in there. And then it's going to start it up, and we'll see our numbers go down. There we go. 48, 96, and 4. Nice. All right. Now, over here on the rotor side, down here, what's our clock speed? Our clock speed is 100%, because we already figured out that our clock speed is going to be 100. So that means that we should have an output of 4, which we do. We can go ahead and put some things in there and some screws. GG's all around. Now, one of the cool things about doing this front part first is the fact that it can start going if you have some resources, and then it will go through and it will go ahead and double process this because of the summer sloop. You can see also that we have a bunch of reinforced iron plates in here and rotors that we can do. So we're going to go ahead and grab this. We're just going to set this off to the side here, and we're going to put all that stuff away in there. Now, we want to go ahead and hunt down anything that'll start up the rest of our factory here. So we need any rotors that we got right there. Any rotors in here? Don't see any. I do see a tremendous amount of reinforced iron plates, though. And this is why you have these caches here, everybody. You have these caches here, so you can just throw those in there, and GG's, those are off and running. And then over here, we can go ahead and process this. And I love it to be backlogging or working while I'm doing the rest of the thing instead of building it all first and then starting it. I'm a big fan of starting either the extraction first, or if you already have a bunch of resources, you start from the end, let it start to process all of that stuff. Now, let's go over here and see if we got any rotors hiding in there. No, we don't. In fact, we got all that in the Dimensional Depot. We don't even need that anymore. I'll take that out. There we go. In here, we can look for some rotors. I don't see any, and we can't sort it, which is a huge bummer. A huge bummer. A lot of good stuff in there, though. I say we do a little bit of this. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and use our road here as a temporary little storage spot. We're going to go ahead and put ourselves a bunch of stuff like this. Then we're going to go ahead and do this. And we're going to go in here. And we're going to say, you know what? This is going to be plates right there. We're going to go ahead and do that. And then we'll say right here, I don't think we're going to have too many rods, but we might have a bit of this. So we'll throw that in there. So let's go over here and see if we've got any plates that we can go ahead and grab. None in there, but we do have a bunch of this and a little bit here. And then we probably have some, oh, mama, we got a lot of those in there. Again, I'm not going to do them in order because it's only temporary, but I will just go ahead and do this. Now, I always put a little thing coming out of there like that because it makes it super easy for me to just drop those in there. We also got some screws here. Just going to put them randomly in there, however I feel. Now, the other ones that can go in the dimensional depot here, in they go. Again, anything that's not something that I'm going to be using for what I'm doing here. More plates in there. And then these are going to get burned up here in a second. And I can just put those right in there. Very nice. Okay. Again, we're reutilizing all these resources. What else we got in here? Anything that we want to use? Right here, right here. This is trash. We'll throw that away. We don't need no raw ore. We don't need that raw ore. Get rid of all that. We could use these plates. Probably our pipes are already full. Probably our extractors are probably already full too. Let's throw our extractors in there. Not full. Okay, and then those in there. And let's see, we're going to use those. Don't need concrete. Just leave all that stuff in there. We're good. How about here? Let's just take everything we can get. More plates. Ooh, okay. We can definitely use some extra plates and burn those up while we're doing other things. There we go. Then some rods. Down here. Find a bunch of those. We'll put those there. A little bit of screws. Again, this just helps us find all this stuff later. A little bit of sorting there. There we go. In here, anything we're looking for? No. Put that box back over here. As a matter of fact, then we'll grab some more stuff. Oh my, a ton of stators in there. Another box is what we need up here. More stuff. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. We got a lot of loot there. And there it is. We got it done. Nice. And then another one over here. And then all the rest of this in here. GG's. All right. Now we got tons of loot in there, everybody. We actually have two main boxes over there. But for right now, we're just going to drop that there so we can use up our excess. This is excess here. And so we'll use that up. Now, probably don't need the wire. We just need screws, rods, and plates. That's all we need to make this happen. All right. What do we got right here? Oh, mama. One ton of screws in there. Okay, now we need to go back from this, and we need screws and plates, right? So we're just going to make it super easy and go right back here and say this. This one we'll just put close together. And this one is going to be plates on the outside. Get these plates over here. Use those bad boys up. And again, remember, we're using a bunch of plates and screws to make all of that other stuff that we had here. Now we can tear it all down and use it for what we really need right now, which is, maybe not, we don't need reinforced iron plates that bad right now. But we definitely need some rotors. That is for sure. And again, we'll just go ahead and put these nice and close together here like this. Run that right in there and run that a little bit sideways there. And then here, iron rods and screws. Yeah, look at that. We got tons of those. Let's grab them in there. And then once this is empty, we'll take that out of there. And then we'll go ahead and run over here. And we'll put some screws in this one. Now, if you have more reinforced iron plates than you have rotors, then the smart thing to do is to take all the screws out of here and put them over here where you need some rotors, right? So there you go. I need the rotors more than I need the screws. Or I need the rotors more than I need the reinforced iron plates. There we go. And then over here, we need some rods. And we're going to see how many rods we got in here. Not too many, but we're going to make a bunch more here in a minute. And it's going to go ahead and do its job. And this is why I love having the box right here. So you can just infuse stuff in there if you have a bunch extra, or you made a bunch just for you to use. And you're like, well, I don't really need this right now. What I really need is 100,000 smart plating. You tear all that down. You use those resources for what you need. And then you just keep building backwards here. As we go. And again, we got those all primed. Now, we are ready to the next stage as well. And again, we could have worked forward as well, but I want this to end up in a certain spot right here by where we have the space elevator. So I'm working backwards on purpose so it'll end up in that spot. Now, we got to go ahead and make a whole bunch of resources that equals plates over here. So I pushed this in just a bit so we have this extra bit over here to the side. So we'll go ahead and start with some plates. Now, this already has a backlog spot for plates, as you can see, so I don't need to make another box for it. I'm just going to take this bad boy and I'm just going to line her straight up like that, but I'm going to back it up a little bit because I can tell you what we're going to need to do when we go to do plates here. We'll take a look at our plates here. These are screws here. We'll go back and do plates first. Plates much easier over here. As I can tell you that eventually these are going to need to be merged together and then run into here. Right, so you can see that we need 3 constructors for plates, right? 1, 2, 3. There it is. Okay, so we need 3 constructors. We know what we need. Now you know you got a game plan, everybody. Remember, you don't have to play it this way. You can't just willy-nilly it like I did. Now, we're going to go ahead and again, I proved that it is possible because we're at 27,000 plates and we could have just let it run for 10 days and we would have had it done. But what we're going to do is a little bit like this over here. That is not what I need. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves a nice merger. All right, hit the R key so I don't have to have a bunch of those in my bar. Just keep the splitter in my bar. And this is called a manifold. Now, manifold is when you run everything in tandem like this. That's not this. Oh, it still did a splitter. I thought it did a smart splitter. Oh, that's right. I unlocked my smart splitter. I forgot. You're supposed to just hit it once and then it's a merger. But if you have all these other ones, then you have to kind of flip through a whole bunch of stuff. All right, there we go. We got to orient it correctly. Now, if you pick it up, it'll now be a merger. There we go. Make sure that arrow is pointing this way, and you got these things lined up to make it look nice. Just like that, and we got our stuff looking sexy. Now, we could have used those reinforced iron or those iron ingots that we had, and we could have fed them in here. Not really worried about that. I'm going to burn up all that stuff, and in just a moment, this is going to be pumping these out like nobody's business. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go up here. On top of that, we're going to go ahead and try to bring our power back. We've got these 2 already connected, and we're going to run it, and let's run it to the back over here. And then we're going to put that right there, and now we've passed that power back there. We've got this going here, but we're going to go ahead and pass the power back further and get that 3rd one back there. Now, these need to get a bunch of stuff going, so they need plates, right? Then we also need to tune down the plates to the amount that we want, which we already know now is 80%. Because once we do the 80% up there, it cascades all the way back. And that's something we learned today by using our own spreadsheet and figuring that out. See, isn't that cool? I love figuring stuff out. I like to always create a central storage and draw from that to your factory size, but I know most people don't. Yeah, that's actually what I got going right over there. I'll show you real quick. I do bring it all to me because I'm using those things to upgrade the dimensional depot, to upgrade the MAM, all of that stuff. So I do like it to be right next to my base because normally you're running back to your base to do some upgrades and stuff like that. So as you can see, I have them all lined up pretty sweet over here and over there and back here and a bunch of stuff over there and a tremendous amount of stuff I can't even make yet. All that stuff. You're like, Kevin, how'd you get all that stuff? Crash ships, everybody. I collected over 100 of them, the most I've ever done. In fact, this is the most exploring I've ever done in the game ever. And again, it changes the way that you play the game. You're playing it more like an adventure game because I'm not doing any factories in the early one, everybody. The factory was just too expensive for me to make because I had to go collect hundreds to thousands of hours worth of biofuel to run it off of biofuel. So I had to find some alternate way, and I found the geothermal generators. And they're awesome. Right now, they're powering my entire factory, and I don't have to do nothing. Do I have to extract coal? No. Do I have to extract water? No. Geothermals are awesome for the very beginning of the game if you're willing to run around and grab all the resources to make them happen. They're very awesome. And I do have coal power now, so if I do need more power, which I don't, what I need right now is just to run efficiently. That's what I need. I need this to run super efficiently and run forever. That's what I need. Okay, now behind here, we also, just in case we get a backlog, we're going to go ahead and get our stuff here. Now, what we need to do is decide, do we need a box for each one, or do we just need one box and then split it across here? Well, guess what? The spreadsheet's going to tell us that right over here. The output of this is going to be 48 of the plates, but the input of the plates is going to be right here, the 144. So that'll fit on one belt. So we don't have to worry about that. And again, we're going to do a bit of what's known as the manifold. So we're going to back this up a little bit here. We're going to go ahead and take this, and we're going to do our splitter. And again, I like to leave a little bit of room so I can see. It's better if you got it lined up. So I can see it going into the thing like this. There we go. And then middle mouse button, this one, we'll tell it to split. Where's the input? There it is. Split this way. The orange is input, green is output. Just like that. So this one's going to input from the side where it is like that. I actually want to change that. I want this to input from this side. There we go. Get those lined up. Nice. Okay, then we'll get these all lined up like so. And we got that done. That's it. GG's. Got that all done. That's going to produce all my plates that I'm going to need to make that run. Ooh, getting a little close there, though. Feel like maybe a little bit left. A little bit left there I could go on that one. But that's okay. We can always move these as well out a little bit to accommodate. But we'll get it done. Okay, now we need the next section of what we're doing. Right, and again, you're going to see this is going to start getting really, really wide because now we need 4 more constructors just to do these rods. And again, we need to underclock these all of these constructors to 80%. So let's go in here and make sure we got that done. 80% there. Let's go here. Iron plates, 80%. You're like, Kismet, I didn't even see you type that in these other ones. That's because when you copy it, it will actually take all the parameters of the one that you have. So again, we'll get those down to 80%. So they're being super power efficient. I actually feel like underclocking, even if you underclock 99%, you would be more efficient than 100% because you get a huge discount on the power, which is pretty cool. Okay, so how many did I say we need more? We need 4 more of those bad boys over there, and this should be aligned to the left. There we go. All right, 4 more constructors. And again, we're going to do a little bit of an offset, and I'm going to move it back just a little bit because we're going to need to work with these other sides over here. So this one's going to go back right here. Oh. Moved right when I clicked it. Okay, 4 more over here, and we'll go ahead and put our box back in right over here, a little closer. So we'll have a little bit of backlog of iron ingots. All right, so we got 4 over there, so we're making a little bit of room, and then we know how this is going to end up, right? We know what's going to happen. We're going to take this merger right here, and we're going to move this back just a little bit, and we're going to do this away. There we go. So I can go ahead and run this bad boy, and we can run it right in there. Because, again, these 2 are going to be for our reinforced iron plates. These 2 are going to be for our rotors and stuff. And it might get real tight in here real fast. So merger. Again, we can do a load balancer. We're going to do that later. We don't need a load balancer here because we are underclocking to manage the speeds that we need. We want to keep it running 24/7. We don't want it to stop and start. And that's why we did our numbers. We want to make sure to get those numbers right. And if you don't care, just put it in there. And if it's stopping and starting, who cares? AFK, go watch a movie, make yourself a sandwich, a drink, whatever you got to do. And then you come back and GG's. All right, now watch this, everybody. Boom, watch this, right onto there. Good like that. And then this one, using your power line. Very cool. And again, later game, you can supposedly chain these all together and no longer need the power poles, which is awesome. But I can't do that yet. Let's go ahead and bring this over here. And I think we have too many lines. Yes, we do. All right, we're going to take that out. We're going to go ahead and move this bad boy right here. And just to clean this up nice and nicey nice, we're going to go ahead and take that bad boy right out of there. There we go. And then we're going to take this one, and we're going to try to get up here. Oh, using our parachute. I've used the parachute more in this playthrough, everybody, than thousands upon thousands and thousands of hours of playing the game. Not kidding. I never use the parachute. You know why? Because I usually make like 10 of them back in the day. And then I'll be jumping off the cliff. I'll be parachuting down. I'll be having my little wiggle while I'm flying. And then what'll happen is I'll jump off the 11th time and I'll realize, oh, I got no more parachutes. And down I go. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever had that problem. You have that problem with the jetpack. You go jumping off. Oh, no fuel. Down you go. I've told you it has happened to me quite a few times. And it's fun, though. Very, very fun. All right, so we need to get what? We're doing plates. We're doing rods. All right, we'll get our rods popping off over here. Right here. And again, we're getting this sweetly optimized now that we have enough power to optimize our whole production over here. And again, sometimes it takes a little bit of time, and you're going to probably make some mistakes along the way. There might still be some mistakes on that spreadsheet. But you're going to definitely figure it out as you go. That's for sure. And also another thing, I like to offset these so I know these are 2 separate parts of the factory I'm working on. So this is here. Some people love everything to be symmetrical. I don't need it to be symmetrical. Symmetrical is easy mode, I think. But you can do it however you want. All right, we're going to bring this in just like this. And then we're just going to easy mode this manifold all the way down. Oh, or maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, maybe not. Over here. Right there. Right there. Right there. Now, what does this leave you to do? Well, I could double this up, everybody. I could just take this, run double the amount in here, and then just keep extending this manifold that way. And I could keep extending that one that way. And then I just double up on the assemblers and the other assembler in the front. And you can just double and widen it out. Sometimes you want to leave even more room for expansion. Now me, I'll probably build one and then I'll build another one next to it so you can manage the power of the 2 of them separately. So you can just cut the line of that one versus this one. Now all of this is leading to the 1 power line up in the front. So if I do need to cut this off for whatever reason, I can very much easily do that. And we'll put a little power switch there. We're going to flip that power switch. By the way, which was my suggestion for the game. You're welcome. Oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing right there. Decided to kick me off the server. All right. It happens. Sometimes the servers restart. Let's try to jump back in. There we go. There we go. Oh, man, it's getting hot in here. Oh, I'll be right back. I'm back, everybody. You like my stealth boy? Pretty cool. I'm the only one who's got one. There we go. We're back, everybody. Sorry, it was getting real hot in there. It's 82 degrees in my office right now. So I decided to get that AC cranking. Let's go. Let's see. Sometimes I don't even notice everybody. I'm all into what I'm doing. I was like, God, why do I feel so hot all of a sudden? It's actually hot in here. Okay. Oh, look at this. We rolled back. We rolled back. We got to do it again. All right. No problem. No problem. We got this. We'll do it again. Sometimes the server like boots me and then it rolls me back and I have to redo. But we know what to do. We know what to do. Right over here. We're going to grab this. We're going to move this back. In fact, I'm going to move it back even more this time. Second time's a charm. And then give yourself a little bit more room for when we do that other part of the factory over there. And then we know we're going to need some mergers over here, or splitters. And so we're going to bring them in. I love how it doesn't grab the orientation of the splitter, which is really obnoxious. It is very, very obnoxious. All right, we need it to go that way. I don't like that's a little too close for my taste, but you can do that. The reason why I don't like it really close like that is sometimes you come back later and you're upgrading your belt speeds or stuff like that. Man, I am missing that like crazy today. Let's go. We got this. This way. We got this. Keep at it. I actually find it's easier when you're up on top of a splitter also to put these down. A little easier. Ah. Other way. Other way. We got this. By the way, if you're really close, you can just double click. Double click. I know, showing you all my gaming secrets today. All right, now over here, this is going to be, and we'll look at our spreadsheet. This is going to be rods right here, all right? We're going to do some rods. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to go over here. We're going to tell it rods because obviously it was changed. We know it's going to be at a diminished amount, which right here we know it's going to be 80%. Well, luckily, remember the 80% from before. We can go ahead and copy the settings here, or we can hit Control-C on your keyboard. I never just go ahead and paste it, everybody. I always open up the thing, and then I paste it just so I can verify that everything is good. And then over here, pasty. And then over here, pasty. All right, nice. Got that going. That's good to go. All right, now we got to do our power again, because it's like troll. It's like I'm going to troll you, Kismet. Okay, and then we're going to go this way. And a little closer on the front side here. There we go. Now you might be going, Kismet, why don't you use your blueprints? Not worth it at this point. Thanks for that. Not worth it really, because if I do the blueprints, I'm just going to end up changing them anyway. I don't typically use blueprints this early, but you can if you want to. Okay, right there and right here. There we go. Looking good. We can refix that power. Again, we have 4 constructors. All right, just double checking. Double checking. Then we're going to go right here. And we're going to go here. And we're going to go there. And then we'll get this one. And you know what? We'll just leave a little bit more room on that one over there. And this one's going to be full. And that one's going to be full. So we definitely want to move this on. Back here, and then we have all of these into here. We need to look at what our combined speed of our rods are. They're going to be a massive 48. Okay. Interesting that this becomes 48 and that becomes 48 too. Did you notice that? 48 and 48. There's a lot of symmetrical numbers that happen in this game. See how those are 48, 48 when we turn those down? I find that incredibly fascinating, how all the numbers just work out. Now, we got all that done. Now what we need is a bunch of smelters. So we need, on this side, we need a smelter per constructor. So what we're going to do is go ahead and put our smelters just right behind here. Now, you can't just smash them all together, but we don't need to. Now, I could also go ahead and do this. What I'm going to do is go ahead and merge this down this way. So I know I'm going to merge it already, so I can actually take the merger if I want to and put it on top of here. That's right, you can put it on top of this one, merge it up into there with your lifters if you want. But I like to go ahead and have it on the ground at this stage. Later on we can have some more fun with it. But I'm just going to have it right here on the ground, and we're going to merge it straight across like this. And, oh, these are going the wrong way. And they're offset too far out. Man, it loves to trip me up because I middle mouse button and I try to rotate it, but no. No, it wants to trip me up. Still not aligned. Come on. Come on. What up? What up with that? Do it from this side. Make it easier. This way. There we go. Now we're talking. Not that way. This way. Okay, now we know right here before the mergers, we're going to go ahead and merge a bunch of stuff in here. You know what we're going to merge? We're going to merge our smelters. Now again, this is one of the easiest lines to do. I just have to do it 5 times larger than everybody else. That's just the way it goes. Or really 2 times as large, and then it's 4 times as large, and then it's 8 times as large, and then 16 times as large. Not kidding. Then 32 times as large. That's why you do the ultimate challenge. Because you love punishment. Because you live for it. Now, you want to know why I left this right here? Just so I can go right here like this. There we go. Thinking ahead. And then we're just going to go right back this way. And then again, remember, always leave 1 so you can go to the next part, right? So right there, smelter's there. Look at that. We just built that whole thing right there, everybody. GG's. We got that one side almost done. Now all we need now is a bunch of ore to make this happen. Now on the other side here, we're going to need a bunch of smelters, if I can press the right buttons. We're going to need a tremendous amount of smelters here to generate all of our ingots here that we need, which in this case is 144. Now, we can actually think, hey, wait a minute, we could actually combine some of these smelters together if it's only 96 that we need, right, and just try to reduce those down. But what I'm going to do is just go ahead and distribute the work across all 4 of those. Then the same thing with here. This is only reducing by 80%. But if you're reducing all of this by 80%, you could, in theory, eliminate one of these. So you could have, again, it needs to match this number 144, right? So this is 30, 60, 90, 120, and this is 150. So you could actually eliminate the last smelter if you wanted to. And you could just use those, but at a higher speed. But we've already got our numbers figured out, so I'm just going to use the smelter because I got plenty of resources that I can utilize. Now, back here, okay. You know what we forgot to do? We forgot to put a box there. We forgot to put our box. All right, then out you go. Out you go, bro. We forgot to put our box over here. Now, again, I like to have a nice cache for that stuff to backlog in case it finishes all of this. This is going to backlog all those resources all the way back, which is awesome. That one don't go in there. This is the input over here. We can tell because it has the 3 lines. The arrow is the output, input, output, input, output, input, output this way. Then through here, fill in all of these. That's what we want. All right, now we need our mergers. Now, again, I could turn this sideways, by the way. Or I actually don't need my merger. I can, I need to put this over here. Oh, I just thought of it. Yeah, all of this got to go this way. That's because I got ahead of myself. I got all excited about my smelters. We got to go back this way. And this is where it's going to backlog that cache of stuff right here. Looks good. Okay. Now's where we need our mergers. And you can't just jam these all together. In fact, I think I will. I think I'm just going to jam these all together to match up to this. Just to make this nice and easy. And we'll move them back just a little bit. I should put in our merger first. Make it easier. Check out the distances that we want. And it's going to merge this way. Gosh, come on. There we go. Merge that way. Into there. Okay, now our first one's going to be right here. So we're going to move that nice and close. And then right here, 2. Love how it just turns it around the wrong way. Awesome. I think it optimally chooses the wrong direction that you want something every single time. Loves to do it. Does it to me all the time. All right, now this one, we're just going to snap right there, and then we're going to snap this one here and that one there. Now we have enough here to match up to how many we have here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good. Again, you can see it takes up a lot less space if you do it that away. And then we can go ahead and do this, merger this way. Actually going the correct direction for once. Again, I feel like it should pick up the orientation. I'm so used to games that actually pick up the orientation of the thing that you're picking up as well as what it does. But this game does not do that. This thing needs 3 things. 1, pick up the orientation when I pick up an object. Also, pick up all the settings, which it already does. Then the second thing is the R key to take everything out of whatever it is. So if I go in here and I like this, and it's got a bunch of extra stuff in here, like say it's got a bunch of extra iron ingots, and I want those iron ingots, I can just hit R, take them out. Or I can hit T, it'll put them in. That's what I need, especially when I go into a box like this and I want to take everything out. R, boom, take it out. T, store it all. That's all we need right there, everybody. That's all we need. Those 3 things. Pick up the orientation, store it all, take it all, command key. R to take it all, T to store it all. That's all we need to make it happen. All right, so now we're going to go over here, and we're going to go 80% over here. We'll get this one all set up and ready to rock, and then we'll copy that one, open this one up by hitting E. Do not trust that, because sometimes when you paste it, it doesn't work. So I make sure that it does. Pick it up and do its thing. Oh, there we go. Pasted. Looks good. All that good. Now we can go ahead and do our power over here. Let's get our power away at the end there and run that bad boy right over here. Boom, boom. Looking good, looking good. All right, that's got a lot of goodies over there. Okay, now we need some over here. What we got this here for? There's a ladder here somewhere, I bet. There was a ladder. Ain't no ladder now. Okay, now this other side, how many we need over here? We needed 4 on this side. Wow, we need a lot of smelters over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smelters over there. Which also are going to merge back together and then go here. And again, I can load balance if I want. The only thing I need to load balance is the raw ore. So we're going to take the smelter here. Actually, we'll take the merger first. And we'll go ahead and actually we'll go from left to right. We'll leave a little bit of a gap here. And we're just going to merge this over just a little bit like this. And that's going to set the precedent of where we're going to start this. This is a little close because we might not line up perfectly. So we're going to move, pick up this merger. And we're going to move out just a little bit in case it doesn't line up. And we'll see how we are here. Okay, good. And we'll offset this back just a little bit to give it a little difference from this other one. And then we're going to go to town. You're like, Kismet, how do you get so much resources? Well, there used to be a bunch of stuff here, but we tore it all down, and now we got tons and tons of resources, plus we made tons of resources. So that's all useful right there. And then to make sure this is going in the right direction. And again, anything that we screw up, believe me, you're going to know when you start up your factory and you're like, oh, why is it not running right? Again, we're going to run this all the way to the end. Actually, we can turn this one here at the end. Let's do that just for funsies. Like that. And then we're going to run that, run this one right over there. Then we do a lot of double clicking. Double click, double click, double click, 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 click. Easy mode. When it's nice and close, you can just double click that stuff. Sometimes it gets a mind of its own and it does that crap. But there we go. Looks good. All right, we need some more power over here. Where's our power? Right here. Perfect. Right there. And then this one. And that one. And then move your pole over there. Boom. And this one. And that one. Again, notice I'm chaining it all in one long chain, so I can turn the whole thing off together if I want. And again, double checking all these iron ingots. Oh, looking sexy. Sexy, sexy. All right, now we need a bunch of iron ore, and we need to go in here nice and smooth. Smoothie smooth. So we're going to be extracting 2 480 nodes, and then we have to get the 480 to match up. So we got to do a bit of a load balancer. Now, basically what I would do is, because the maximum speed I can go right now is about 240, is really 270, but I'm going to go ahead and just call it 240 because I need 2 separate nodes to come down the line here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put these right back here as a reminder that we need 2 nodes. Now, on the left side over here, we can see that we need a total of 288. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit for you guys on mobile. So we need a total of 288 input, which we're going to go ahead and just upload as 300. And then that's going to bring this one down from 192 to 180. And that's going to allow us to do some cool math. That's going to make all of that working. Now, if you didn't see my cool math thing that I have, my little satisfactory calcs that I made on my own, you can go 480. If we divide that in half, it's going to be 2. We divide it in half again, it's going to be 20, 120, or 240. And half again, it's going to be 20, and then it'll be 60, right? So half, half, and half, right? And then it'll be 60, and then what we can do is we can add those 60s back up again, right? And then you're like, well, how many 60s do I have? Well, if you just take 480, right over here, 480, or actually we do it in game too. You just take 480 like this, you just hit N like you're searching, and then divide it by 480 divided by, what was it, 60? I already forgot. 8. So basically we have 8 different segments of 60 that we can add together to equal the 300 and the 180, and then we'll do a smart splitter to help with that particular thing. But right now, we want to make sure that we can split those pretty evenly. So what we're actually going to do is split the 240 of both sides. So we'll bring 240 in and 240 in, and then we'll split the 240 to 120, and then to 60, and then we'll start combining a whole bunch of stuff to do a load balancer. But at the end, we need to figure out how many 60s are going to go together so we can work backwards if we want to, or we can work forward. But how many 60s are going to go together to equal 300? So all we have to do is go here and we say 300 divided by 60 is 5. So we're going to need 5 kind of merging of that 300, which we're going to put in the, I think in the top side here, in the top side for our plates. Now your plates are the thing that takes forever. They usually take the longest. So we're going to go ahead and favor those plates a little bit to get that going on. So we're going to go ahead and, did we underclock all those? I think we did. So we're going to work backwards. So we need, I just figuring out that number. Number was 300 divided 60, so we need 5. Okay, so 5 things of 60. So we're going to go into 240 and figure out again how many times we got to split it to equal 60. So cut it in half and then cut it in half again. So, and then 60, and then combine 4 60s together. Oof, that's going to get really wide really fast. All right, so we'll go ahead and do a merger first, right? So we got a merger first. This might take a few tries to really get this math down. So we'll go like this. So we're going to merge this into the back of here. And then we're going to run it. We're going to run it. Oh, okay, hold on. We're going to run that. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we'll bring it in from the other side so we got room to expand out on the road. I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. So again, we're going to do a manifold into there. And then this is going to merge and then split. Now, we need a splitter first. We need a splitter first right here because we're going to split it when it gets here. Right there. And then we're going to go this way. And we're going to split all this in a nice manifold to get all these optimized and all running like so. There we go. Double clicking. Not as easier to double click the insides first so it doesn't try to run the thing all the way around. Like that. And there we go. Looking good, looking good. All right, got that all done. Then we want to grab our power, which is up here in the front, and we'll bring it to the back. We're going to use that in a bit. Okay, we got all that going. We got all of our power in there. We can see all of our yellow lights, which means, hey, You got power, but you got no resources to make that run. But we'll get there. Okay, so we want to end up with basically a merger ending up right here, which is going to be that 300, right? Right here in the thing at the very end. But that's actually not going to work because our belt is going to be 240. So we'll have to say, oh, wait a minute, we're going to have to merge it down to, say, 120. What is the inputs of these? Go look at my inputs again. They're 48. So what we're going to need to do is reduce it down to there. Or we could just do 240 and 240, and then if we have any overflow, we can just do a smart splitter back to the other spot. Yeah, ooh, that's a good problem there. What we really need to do is cut it in half. So we need to merge it back to 150. So 60 and 60 would be 120, and it'd be 180. So you would need it to be 150, so you could put one half on one side, one half on the other side. That's making it more complex. Making it more tricky to do those numbers just right. I don't think we're going to get a 150 from a 240, but we can try. This would be 140. Nope, we're not getting it. There's going to be a bunch of fraction numbers. Nope, fractions. Fractions. Okay, it's going to be a bunch of fractions. Okay. And again, we want to do this easy so we don't have to, we try to get the numbers, but if the numbers don't work out perfect, especially since I have mine set on crazy mode, we can go ahead and just work it. We can work it till we work it. Okay, so 2 here, 2 here. And again, we're going to get to that 60, which will give us 120 and 120, which would be 240. Plus we need another 60 to be that. So what we want to do is probably merge the first one, which is going to take 48, or the first two. Yes, the first two. So that'll be about 100, and reduce it by 100, and then add the other 60 while it is then at 100 and 140 would be 60, would be 200. And then you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, that's because I'm visualizing in my head. I'm going to do it in real life here in a second. So yeah, so we're going to bring our 240 plus our 60 over here. That's what we need to do. 240 plus a 60. So actually it'd be easier just to do the 240 and then infuse that 60 after we've already done it. So we basically want to go ahead and do the merger right over here. So we're going to also do a box, which is going to be our 240 box for our raw iron ore that's going to come in. So raw iron ore, 240 right in here. And then what it's going to do is it's going to put 48 in this one. And then it's going to put 48 in this one. And then 48 in this one. Now we take 48 times 3. 48 times 3, that's 144, right? That's how much we need in that particular one. And then what we do is we take the 144 from 240, and that tells you how much is left on that belt, which in this case is 100. Then if we take 100 and we add the 60, that gets us to 160 right over there. So that gets us to 300, which is more than what we need. And then, of course, we'll let it merge all the way down here. And if it's an overflow, we'll go ahead and replace this one right here with a super smart splitter to refeed it back into the other side if we want. So we're going to go smart splitter here, our smart splitter at the end. This is the splitter, yeah. This here. And the primary spot is going to go this way, which is going to be our iron ore that way. Then to the left is going to be any overflow. And that overflow is just going to go right up here. Now we got a problem. Our thing's in the way. We're going to take that out. And we're going to go ahead and relocate that way up high. Come here, bad boy. Not today, huh? All right, there we go. And right up here on the big bad boy. Right there. There we go. And again, we can run that back. And we can merge it to this side over here. Now on this side, we'll have our merging, or our splitting going the opposite direction so that we can merge it in here. So we're going to go this way. And we'll do splitting, and we're actually going to line this up a little bit here just to make that lining up a little bit easier, like this. And then we'll go ahead and put in our lifter, and then have that overflow balance all of this for us. So that is acting as a load balancer. You can also do load balancers based on your splitting, and you try to get all your numbers right, which is what we're going to do for the 300. And then over on this side, we're going to have the other thing here. We're going to have the 180. And again, this will not have enough, and this will have too much. And then we'll go ahead, and any excess, it'll go over there, and then it'll all equal 480 eventually. So it'll all end up having enough. And over here on this side, by the way, has not enough for even one belt to run. So infusing that over there will bring that back up to what it is. But we do got to be careful. Actually, now that I see, because if we add 192, we'll just do it right in here. 192 plus, what is the excess there? It's going to be 288 minus 300. Hold on, let's do that first. This minus this, 12. Okay, so we want to go ahead and take this number plus this number, and that's how much is going to be running on the belt, 204. So we know that's less than 240, so we're good. In fact, we can run a 270 belt, everybody. We can run a 270 belt if we want, but I'm going to try to keep it equal to the extraction, which the extraction is going to be a 240 and a 240, and then we'll go ahead and combine it if we wanted to, and then we could split it. We could do all sorts of stuff, but we'll just keep them separate just to make it a little bit easier to end up with the proper stuff at the end. Now, one of the 240s is going to split off to 60, and that's going to help us get to 300. So we'll use the 240, we'll use the 60, and that gives us 300, right? But we need to add it in at the right spot, right? Not at the very beginning, otherwise it's going to overload the belt and it will be too much. So we got this one right here. This is going to be our 240 coming in right here, and then again, boom, 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 coming down here. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and take this and take that out of there right here, and we want to take this out. And now what we're going to do is decide, oh, wait a minute, okay, so we've got this here, we've got 150, but then we need to run some more this way, right? We need to infuse some more into this particular spot here, right? Now we can use a smart splitter, but that's not really going to help us, because what we really need is we need a merger right here. We need to merge this stuff together and then run any excess over there, or we're going to run any excess to the back too, by the way. If we want to. So we got to figure out the math of all of this. So 240 coming in, it's going to shave off that 240 each time. We'll come down here, we can do it down here. So 240 coming in, it's going to take a certain amount out. Each one is going to be 48. It's going to take out like this. And so we can say this minus this. There we go. So the first one is going to go down to 192. Then we can take this and we can do this. And then guess what? We can just tell these two to do the same exact repeating thing. And there it is. And actually, we can do it all the way down to 0. Look at that. All the way down to 0. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way down to 0. So if we do 5 of them, it's going to actually be perfect. So we figured out the numbers that we needed to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So the only one that's left is the one at the end. So all we really need to do is do the one at the end where it's splitting in the opposite direction, right? So it's going to split from the back over here, and we don't need to chain that one into these other ones, right? So just here, and then the excess of this last one will go out this bad boy and end up over there. So we can go ahead and put this one back in again. Again, hopefully you guys are getting the gist of this, and if not, well, give it a try in your own game and you'll get it figured out. I'm sure you will. But again, the thing is to figure out the numbers and how those numbers are going to equal that. We could see that 48, we can figure it out. We just say 48 times 5. In fact, we go in here. 48 times 5 equals exactly 240. See how we figure out these numbers, everybody? There's some magic numbers in there. You got to get them figured out. So that's the more effective way of doing that than trying to split it 55,000 times, which we will end up with a bunch of splitters like back here, right? You can do that, and it does work, but I feel like this is way more efficient of a way of doing that. There we go. So we bring in a 240. We split off some 60 from over there. We bring it over. I left a little bit of room here so we can kind of dip it over, and we can put it right here. So there we go. And we're going to bring it over this way, and then we're going to turn it right back and run it back over here to merge back in here. That's going to merge in with this one here, and then this is going to go right over there. Or really going to input that splitter right there. Oh, yeah. No, it's got to be a merger. Got to be a merger. My bad. I put a splitter there. My bad. We need a merger. Merger coming in just like that. There we go. Gotta be a merger. That one's going to go there. This will go here. And then this is where our splitters will be. There we go. And then our splitter is going to input from this side and go into that one. This will go into there. This one will offset this way. And we're going to split it down the line. Oops. Like this. And like this. Now this is going to be less than 240, so we don't have to worry about it. But again, we could use 270 as a number if you want. But mine's going to be beautifully balanced here in a second. And all I got to do is bring in 240 worth of raw resources on each side. There we go. Very nice. And then, of course, we'll have our box here to help us with our merging of our raw resources right over there. Sweet. Oh, not lined up, though. Let's get it sweetly lined up. Why does that not lock it in? There we go. Sometimes it doesn't lock in. It's holding down the control key, so those two would be aligned. There we go. So this into here, that into there. We got that in there. We got that there. We got it. All right. That's all good. And we already have all of these two iron ingots. Let's just double check. We got them all at 80%. Looking good. We can see we got them all powered as well. Let's just double check. I like to double check them even though we made one and then we copied it over and over. I don't trust it because there's always that one, everybody. That one that didn't get whatever you tried to paste into it. All right, looking good. Now, we are ready for some serious smelting. By the way, everybody, this is just one half of what we're doing. We're not even doing the rotors yet. We'll do all that out there. But right here, this is one half. So, we got to get 240 here. We're going to get that going on. Now, we would need to split some of this down in this one before we get it over here, right? So, we can get that 60 going off in another direction. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to use a load balancer, which I almost forgot to do. We're going to grab a splitter here, and we're going to go ahead and aim it this way. Okay, so this is going to come down, and the very last one is going to be 120. How do I know it's going to be 120? Oop, that's way too far away. How do I know it's going to be 120? It is because we're going to take 120, cut it in half, and that's going to be 60, right? So that's what we need. That's what we need right there. So we need basically 60 in that one right there. And then it's going to end up right here. By the way, not going to go in this box. What it's going to do is it's going to come out of here as a 60, and it's going to go right down that way like we have it lined up. You're like, Kismet, man, just like you did that on purpose. It totally was. Totally was. We did that on purpose because we're thinking ahead, right? We're going to run that 60 over there, do that last one, get that excess, run that excess back, merge that in here, get this all looking sexy. Get that all sexy. Now, right here, what we need is we need the other bit of the 180 that we're trying to do, because if we siphon off 60, we're going to end up with that 180, right? So we go 240 here, and we say 60, and we say, hey, we want to minus those. Well, minus this one, minus that one, that's 180. Look at that. Look how easy those numbers work themselves out sometimes. And so, not there. This one's going to merge right here. There we go. And this one's going to come in this way. And we need that box we were talking about right there. And we'll do another box over here. And I love how it's going to be the wrong way. Awesome. Because, of course, it doesn't keep the orientation. How about right there? And nice and close right there. There we go. Very good. Very good. Okay. So, again, now we got to get... Again, we got to get 60 into this one, so it can go here and end up there. In this one, we should have 180. Now, that's where this whole thing where we do splitting and splitting and splitting thing happens, and we already made it easy on ourselves over there, so we didn't have to go splitting and splitting and splitting. But this is the load balancer. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to have, and again, we're just going to start back here. We're going to start forward this time. We're going to start with 240. So, think of 240 in your head, and then you're going to cut that 240 in half, and then you're going to cut it in half again, right? So this is now 120 and 120. There we go. Then we're going to go ahead and send one forward right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this one here, and we're going to want to merge it with this 120 over here, right? So if we take half of 120 and we cut it, that'll be 60 plus 120, that's 180. Now you know. Now you know what's up, chat. Look at you go. You're on top of it today. And then we're going to go right over here, and we're going to say like this with a sweet, sweet merger. And we're going to merge that bad boy right there. Again, this is coming out. That's going to be... oh, wait. Actually, we don't even need that one. Don't even need that one. Duh. I put an extra one there. Though it would still work, but it's not splitting anything. So, again, 240 coming in. 120. 120, right? Then 60 out of here, bam, back into that one, load balancing that side now 180. This side, 60, right? Because we just cut that 120 in half again, so this is 60, that's 120, 120 plus that is 180. This is just going to be 60, and that's going to go right in there, and that's going to go ahead, run in here, hit this one here, go up here, feed that side over there. Any excess going to come up over there, down into here, remerge into all of this 180 that we brought in this way. And we all good, going to go up to about 200. We could make that go through if we want to. Later on, we say, okay, wait, we got too much of everything. We want to just go ahead and run stuff out of the box. We still got the option of adding that in just to burn up all this excess starter resources that we have. And now, we just need one more thing, everybody. We need to run 240 iron, and then this is going to start making a crazy ton of stuff over here for the loot that we need, right? This is, by the way, this is just the reinforced iron plates. And of course, this is 5 times larger than you normally would have to do this. Or 2 times larger than 5 times, or 2 times and 4 times and 8 times, and you get the idea. It's very much larger. Okay, so we got right here is where we want that 240 coming in. Right over here. And we'll put our box right here of our primary 240. And then on this side, we already got a 240 there. We can take this out. And now we worked our way all the way back from the end, all the way backwards. And that's it, everybody. That's it. And it just so happens that right over here, we could get this fired up. Right over here. We got it going. We got it going. What you doing down there, big platform? Let's get you out of there. Let's get you up here. Get you up here. We're going to put it this way, like this. Very nice. And then we're just going to use one of these little small ones to just go ahead and dip right through there. Oh, okay. Or we can try to dip through there. Let's see if we can see our power. Oh, yeah, we good. 9,000 power. And then we're going to run this right down onto that bad boy. Oh, we got it running there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll run it down there. That sounds good. Now, you might notice that my extractors are somehow miraculously in the middle of the foundations. You're like, Kismet, how'd you do that? I did that with one move, everybody. One move. Not that stupid concrete thing or all that other crap that people do. That blows. I got this perfectly lined up to the extractor because the extractor has its very own grid, everybody. It absolutely does. And you can see that baby is perfectly lined up. You know what I use? You probably never think of it, but I used a metal beam right here. And then what I do is I put it right here, hold down the control key right in front of there, and then I go ahead and move it out by 5 meters. Straight out like this, and then I take the the thing here, the foundation. I put it right on there, and there we go. It's lined up beautifully, right? And of course, if you rotate it, you have to realign it as well. You want to see that, you can watch me do that and a whole bunch of other ones. Plus, you're going to see me do that coming up anyway as we align all of this. Now, we need to look and see what this is. Is this a pure node? It sure is. This over here, by the way, is the coal node, which is also pure. And you're like, Kevin, there's not coal there usually. That's because all my nodes are randomized, as well as the strength of my nodes or the purity of my nodes are also all randomized. So we don't know where the heck they are. But now we do because we put a bunch of radars down. And now we know where everything is because we rule. All right, so now we got this bad boy fired up, and it is ready to send a bunch of resources right there. I'm just going to put that there so I can remember where that's at. We got Fred over here inspecting. He's like, Kismet, you got this, brother. You got this. Let's go. Let's get this going. All right, that's a little too high for me. All right, a little too high up there. Let's go. Let's go ahead and run this. Little zoopity zoop over there. And then we'll make this nice. We'll make this nice. Oh, a little too close. Too close. Up a little higher so we can run under it. There we go. A little too close on that side. There we go. Okay, now we got that going. We want to end up in that box right over there. And we got this box. And we got this other box. Which one we want to do first? That's a good question. Good question. I say we do this one. I say we do this one, and I say we bring it all the way back here, too, so they'll be all aligned together. Let's get her all lined up sweet. And then we could just do something like this. Something like this. We can bring this out just a little bit. Like this. Oh, no, not crooked. Not crooked. Bring that out. There we go. This way we're not going to run into that, and we can go ahead and use our lifter at the end of that. Go ahead and take this out. We're going to have to rerun that power later. Actually, we don't have to run that power at all. It's already run. Never mind. All right. Then we'll run that back there, and then now we've got those both aligned, and we also don't have to jump over that every time. I'm feeling we're going to go left one because plates are the one that usually takes the longest. And now we're going to actually even make our base look way more sexy than it did before. We're going to actually use some lifters here, and I'm going to use like 3 at a time because that's the way I roll. And then we're going to go right there. And we're going to clean this bad boy up because we can see we're missing some right there. And then we're going to run this all along the side here. Now we're going to go ahead and act like we're going to put down a conveyor belt. Then we're going to walk this way so we don't have to count them. But I can tell you it's just about 6 right there that you need to go. I usually back up by 1 because that's just me. So usually I just count 6. You can go just a little bit more than 6. But I always just kind of align it to the foundations. And there we go. All right, another one there. Middle mouse button. Again, we can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doesn't matter. We're gonna line up right here. We want to line up on this bad boy. And we're going to add a little extra for some expansion later on. Right here. And then we can just go ahead and run that bad boy straight across here, right? Oh, not quite. Doesn't make it. So we'll go ahead and just kind of split the difference. And we got this running clean now, everybody. We're out in the rain right now getting this done. Boom. That is gone. That's done. That's it. I'll never have to touch that again. Never have to touch it again. It's done. You just saw that happen live, everybody. We figured it out on a spreadsheet, and we built the whole entire thing live. Now, you know what we need? One more. We need one more, and I know where to get it, too. I know where to get it at. You know why? Because I got them all marked on my map here. It's like my spreadsheets. I print them out and put them all on my bed sheets. A little Weird Al fun for you guys. All right, so we got some copper over there. We don't need that. We need some iron, which we have some iron coming in from over here, or actually coal coming in from over there. We don't need that. We need this iron, or we need this iron that's down here. So we're going to go ahead and take that iron, and we're going to do an underrun of that iron. And there's probably some other underruns under there I could take out and whatnot while I'm down there. But we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to do this one over here so we can get this started. Get this rocking and rolling, because man, we're doing a long stream today. We're doing another one too. We did like 12 hours, then we did 16 hours, and right now we're pushing a 14-hour stream. All right, this goes to my steel, and guess what? I don't need that steel. Get out of here. I don't need that anymore. I'm good. I'm good on that steel. Get out of there. And so we're going to remove all of this stuff over here that we have running all over the place. We don't need that. We don't need that anymore for right now. That's going to cut off all of our other production. What we need is to optimize our power. We need to use all the pure nodes so it's using the max amount of power that we want to use. It's using 75 megawatts for one extractor, everybody. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy, but we're going to go ahead and redo this just to make sure that we are using our level 3 belts. And then we're going to run that bad boy all the way back to that other side. I'm going to show you how to do it super easy. Here we go. We're going to go to walls. We're going to go with three conveyor walls right here. We're going to run this. And we're going to run it on the inside. Maybe we can do some funky stuff over here. We could do some curved stuff if we want. I feel like some curved stuff. Let's go. Let's go just for fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now these you got to count because it makes it easier. And we just take this and we run it here. Get in there. Oh, it's being feisty. There we go. Get on up in there. Get on up in it. There we go. Middle mouse button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Run another line. Now, good habit to get to run your lines in the direction you want them to go. It does help a bunch. And you can build from real far away, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 right there. Think you got the gist of it now? I'm going to speed up. I hope you don't mind. As I'm doing the double high there, so I go right there. Then I'm going to do a double high right there, if I can. Ooh, there we go. And we're going to run that right there. So we just ran that clear across there just to get right here so we could then feed this up here so we can make this look nice. We can make it nice. We can make it easy to manage. We can figure it all out and say, okay, what up with what up? Oh, this is taking out my ladder here. I'm going to need my ladder. I'm going to need my ladder there. So we're bringing this up right here. Oh, I actually can't see it. It's not high enough. It needs to be a little higher. Let's jump down, make it higher. Though I could have done it from up there, but apparently my character wanted to jump down. So there we go. Going this way. There we go. All right, then we'll bring it down here, and we got these running in tandem now. We already got the dealio over here. So we can run these bad boys together. We know they work together. We know they're going to be awesome. And we know we're going to get a lot of this stuff made. And even if it's not making the smart platings, at least it's making all the other things that I needed to make. And we're going to curve that bad boy. Yeah, we're just going to go default. We're going to go ahead and do that, and there's our two 240s. And then we already have all of the stuff that it needs after that, and that's it. Never have to touch that again. That's fully optimized at 100% efficiency. It is ready to blaze. Look at it go. Look at it go. And then over here, we're going to go ahead and get this going. Remember, this is phase 1 we're doing this, anybody. Look at the size of this in phase 1. This is like the beginning of the game. This is the very beginning, everybody. Look what I'm doing at the beginning. Imagine what I could do toward the end. There it goes. And again, you can see some of it coming back when it's in overflow, which is awesome. See that 60 going in there, and then it's coming back in that overflow. I love it. I love it. Going in there nice and sweet. Okay, and how are we doing over here? Okay, that's pumping in there. Oh, I forgot to connect over here. It'd help if I connect to that one. All right. It's 180 side, not running. There we go. Backlogging a little bit. It'll catch up. It'll catch up, and you'll see there'll be gaps there now. And then as it merges, you'll see there'll be less of a gap. And if it's running at the maximum speed of the belt, then you don't have to worry about it. Oh, why do I have this extra splitter here? I don't need that. I don't need that extra splitter. Put that right in there. How do I know? 240, 120, 60, 60, 180 in there. I had an extra splitter there. Looking sharp. That's all balanced, load balanced in the back. I only got to do is load balance in the back, and the rest of this will take care of itself. And again, a little load balancing over here. We're bringing some excess over this side as well. All these bad boys are smoking. Look at them smoking at 100% efficiency right now. Awesome. We're even saving power on this bad boy. Now we want to see some sexiness over here, everybody. We got to get some work done. We got to get some work done. We got to get some things in here. Over here, see how we got all these boxes? What do we need? What do we need in this box right here? We need some screws right there. We need some screws, and we need to get them going on right over here. And you're like, Kismet, there's not enough room for some screws here. That's true. That's true, because we got to take all these bad boys. Oh, actually, I got them going the wrong way. My bad. We got to take all these bad boys, and we got to merge them together. We got to make some screws. I forgot to do that part. I forgot. I totally got sidetracked. It happens. I get all excited, and you get sidetracked. But that's okay. I left space for it right over here. So here is our screws way over here. Right here, down here. So we need 3 constructors for screws. And what I like to do is what I call the flip technique, where you got these 4. And then we get in here. There we go. Then we can flip these around the opposite direction. So we can go ahead and use the output of that side, or the merging of that side, to be the input of this side. There we go. Could have actually put this on the other side as well. Okay, well this side we know we're going to merge. And we're going to merge it away from this here. Get our merger out. There we go, this way. And we'll merge it like this. And like this. Nice. And we're going to have to fix our splitters here. Totally the wrong direction. Our mergers, I mean. Totally the wrong direction with our mergers. We'll go ahead and take all these bad boys out. We got to get it down there where the screws are. There we go. Really easy to turn around. You can just take those out like that. You get yourself a merger. And merger. Not priority merger. Just merger. There we go. And then we're going to have it go this way. Like this. And that's not centered. Try it again. There it is. There it is. All right, now we're going to go this way. Down here. And we're going to combine all these rods together. Like so. All right, so now it's going to take all these rods, run them down here. We're going to throw them into here. So now we're going from mergers to the splitter. I love doing it this way, where you just reverse them and they're all in a row. Just makes it so much nicer. And there we go, all of those in there. Now we just need a little bit of power, which luckily we got some right there, because we thought ahead. And then right over here. And I could have set it up first, but I didn't, because I totally forgot. Screws, there we go. And then we're going to copy that down here, or we just hit Control-C. I like to open it up just to make sure. There we go. And then this one, pasty. There we go. Screws. Now it's going to merge all those screws back together. It's going to end up right over here like this. And then we can go ahead and do a little bit of overhead action right over here. And that is going to put our screws right up in now. And we're going to see if it reaches. Because it doesn't always reach. Oh, you little guy, you. Okay, no problem. That's okay. We're going to use ourselves some lifters here anyway. So we're going to go ahead and do something right here. It's going to be beautiful. And this one we're going to put up on the tippy top. Right up there. There you go. Boom, boom. All right, there it is. All right, we should start to see some screws coming through. For this one over here. Now again, we got plenty of reinforced iron plates, but what we want to see is some screws popping up. There they are, 96 per minute. 100% optimized. Looking sexy. Now that was just one half, everybody. One half of it. that we're doing. Now, what we could do is we could go ahead and flip the direction of this one if we wanted to run this one out that way, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Wouldn't be a bad idea. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that one out. We're going to take this out. We're going to get dish. We're going to get dish one. And we're going to go ahead and flip the direction of this. So we're going to go ahead and have it go this way. Again, it doesn't have to all be going the same direction. Keep that in mind. And then we can go ahead and back this up just a little bit. Just a little bit here. Like so. Then we'll give it a nice, beautiful 90 degree by using our straight function. There's our 90. Very nice. And then we'll reconnect our power to wherever we had it connected up this way. There we go. Now we want to go ahead and tell it what to do. This is going to be rotors. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to change the direction of this one. So we can have these two separate lines be in opposite directions, because guess what? I'm going to need a lot of iron that's over that way. The iron ain't up here, right? I don't want to run it this way. I have one iron node up there, up here, running this way. But the other iron nodes are going to be down here. So I need to get these iron nodes. I need to combine them together if I got to, or run them on the same line, and then I need to get them over here. And again, I need 2.5 pure nodes, so I could actually use a normal node, which I do have nearby right here. So I've got another pure node here. I've got a normal node, and I need 2 more pure nodes hiding out here somewhere, which we have marked somewhere. I think I have one over here. Yeah, pure node there. And I don't think I have another one out here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we got problems. We're going to have to go do a big old hike for one. I think over here. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to hike that bad boy across the whole way. But we'll get it done. We'll get it done. How about this way? We got any pure iron nodes over here? Normal. Pure. Oh, we got one right there. No, we have it marked. Okay, we could do that one. These ones we already checked. Okay. Anything up here? Yeah, we got 2 pure iron nodes right there. Oh, well, maybe we could run it that way. We get these 2 pure iron nodes, bring those down, and maybe there's a normal node along the way. Nope, impure. Yeah, what's up here? This is a normal node. Oh, it's an impure. All right, well, we'll get it done. That's because if we go ahead and that whole top section now done, we can go ahead and zoom out a little bit here so you can see the whole thing. This whole top section done. It's now doing reinforced iron plates. Now the bottom side here is where we need to get to next. And again, we need 560. So if we take 240 and we do 240, that's going to be 480. So we take 560 and 480 and we divide those minus each other. I just do it right in here. 560 or minus, 560 minus 480. It's going to be 80. This is all we need left. So actually, it's a little less than a normal node with the tier 2. A little less. So we can go ahead and get that going. So 480, and then we'll say this is 80. So we need 240, 240, and we need 80. Which an impure is not enough because that's just going to be 60, and a normal will be 120. So that's not enough either, because guess what I could do? I could go ahead and do some numbers with it and make it into 80 and then do some splitting and load balancing, and then whatever I've left over I can send to my steel production, which I have running as well. So the smarter thing for me to do is to do basically 3 pure nodes. So we'll hunt down 3 pure nodes and we'll bring them back to the base. We'll get it going on. Now we actually already have one at the base right down over here. Which we will grab right over here. This one. We'll grab that one and divert that one from whatever it's doing, and we'll run it over here, and we can get it started doing its deal. And even if it's not at full speed, we can still get it going for sure, for sure. Actually, we can delete the rest of this stuff down here. I think we're good there. Let's go over here and see if there's anything else off to the side here. Now we got all of our numbers looking sweet. So we can go ahead and grab all this stuff down here. I hate all these extra rows. There we go. Now nice and tight. Nice and tight spreadsheet there. Okay, so what do we need? We need a whole lot of smelters. Big time. I'm tempted to go get those 2 way up north too and bring them down here. Yeah. So we're going to go up there. If we got to go up there to get one, we might as well get two. We might as well get both of those bad boys. And again, we'll look around again. Oh, there's a pure iron node right there that we are using. That's the one we're using for the first one. Just double checking I didn't miss any. Oh, I did miss one right there. Oh, down in the valley. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, actually, we got 3 on this side, so we could just run it back this way. Tap these 2. Tap that one. Run that down, and then we can use these other pure nodes for our steel production. I think that's the thing to do. Right over here. Where'd it go? Pure node here. Wow, I can't believe I didn't mark that. Bam. Let's mark it. Iron. Pure. There we go. Oh, okay. Iron. Pure. Hit the return key. Important. What? Pure nodes, I think I call it. Pure nodes is the subcategory. Then we are going to do what? What symbol were we using? And we're using this. And then we turned it yellow. Right here, right here. And then apply. There it is. All right. Now we know where that one is. So we're going to go get that. We're going to get these 2. We're going to bring all 3 of these down. It'll end up right over here where these other nodes are. We can run it right from there. So that kind of informs us as to which direction we want to build. Because you want to build toward the nodes if you can. Because that is really, really helpful. That is for sure. So we're going to go this way. And then eventually we're going to kind of turn it a bit so that the back side of it just kind of runs along the edge here. And that will bring in all of our rotors and stuff. So we got our rotors going. Let's go ahead and get our connections in for our things here. Okay, now let's look at our rotors here. We're going to go all the way to the end. We're working backwards, of course, because it makes it easier. Right over here. So we got our rotors, and it's going to be running at 100% speed. So we're good there. Now we're going to go ahead and run our screws, which are also running at 100% speed. So we are good there as well, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the constructors. So let's get out of there. And by the way, this already has a bunch of screws on me right now, so I can just put those screws in there, boom, and then over here we can put the rotor, the rods in there, and off it goes. Go ahead and make those rotors right this second. Look at it go. Look at it go. Optimized. All right, so the screws are going to be on this side, so we're going to go ahead and run those screws in there. How many total screws are we running? We are running more than a single belt? No, 200. Okay, so 200 screws. So we're going to do some merging. So we'll do our merger, and we'll get that in there. There we go. Okay, now right here we're going to make.
Are good.
Oh, are they awesome? Look at you guys go. How we looking? You crushed it. Boom, there's a bunch of caps for being awesome. You definitely know the feeling. Exactly. Exactly. I understand. All right, so we got our mergers right here with our constructor going right there. Let's get our constructor looking good. We got screws. We're going to eventually put rods in there. Again, working backwards. We know we want 40 screws on the output, so we're going to have that at 100%. Looking good. Not going to do any overclock or anything there. We're going to do that just at the very end. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 constructors to make that happen. So we're going to go ahead and get this here. Oh, hydrate. Good idea. Good idea. We're going to get that going here in just a second. 2, 3, 4. I already forgot how many. I thought it was 5. It was 5. All right. And 5 right there. And again, we're going to use our manifolds just to make this nice and easy. So we're going to just take this bad boy. And we're going to merge it right like this. We got this going the right direction? We do. Okay. Sometimes it likes to change the direction on me just to troll me. Again, I leave a little bit of room, and I don't mind putting it on the ground level, everybody. Later on, you'll see me do all the lifting and all that other fancier stuff. You just want to start with some basic stuff, everybody. This ain't, you don't need to make it fancy in the beginning. If you want to, you're welcome to. Me, I'm all about efficiency. I get some stuff done. I get it done, and I get it done fast, as you can see. And you're getting the gist of this, so I'm going to speed up. I hope you don't mind. If you do have any comments or questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. I'll be happy to eventually answer them. Sometimes I do get focused. As you can imagine, happens when you're on a roll. Again, this whole entire thing is going to be all connected together. There we go. They're all up and running. They're all set for screws. They're at 100%. They're waiting for those rods to come in right now. So now what we need to do is we need to figure out how many rods do we need, right? So we got the screws good. We're going to go back this way. We're going to take a look at our rods over here. Look at these numbers we got to do on our rods over here. We're going to do some freaky numbers. Freaky. Actually, we need to take this out, and we need to put this down here and actually adjust this number to 88.888888989. A whole bunch of that. That's going to basically push this down to 13.33. Yeah, 13.33, so this equals 40. And then this is going to push this down to 14.12857.9, blah, 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 and then add up to 100. Can you believe that adds up to 100? A bunch of decimals deep. Adds up to 100 perfectly over there. And then again, these should all be the same. There we go. All be the same there across those. And this is the number we're going to put in for our rods, and then this is the number we're going to put in for our other set of rods. Okay, so we're going to go yellow. Say yellow and yellow. There we go. Okay, we'll do all those numbers here in a second. First, we want to say screws are 100%. We don't have to do anything there. Now, what we got to do is we got to split some stuff there. I'm going to turn this way here in just a moment. We can actually probably replace this one here and move this out of the way. Oh, yeah, we can put this right here. We can then connect this one where we already have this one connected. Wait a minute. Why am I putting this in the way? I'm putting that right in the way. Never mind. Let's take that one. Actually, we take... It's all disconnected too. Go this one to there. That one's going to that one. There we go. And this one also connecting to this one. And this one also connecting over that way. Oh, Kismet Love Train coming in. The G bringing in love. Show him some love. Said, still here and loving the chaos. I know, right? We're having some fun, man. We are crushing it today. Oh, yeah, we can reach that way over there. Oh, no, wire too long. All right, no problem. No problem. We'll just do this. Fred's like, I like it. I like it. Put that down there. Oh, it's a little too far. Can't grab it. Let's parachute over and fix it. That one goes there. And now what we did is we just eliminated this one right here. You're like, Kismet, how are you going to get back up there? Easy. Right here, one of my favorite things. Ladder. Oh, a ladder is kind of funky chicken there. Come on, ladder. Stop being weird. Just because I'm on a parachute doesn't mean you get to be weird. Come on, ladder. Come on. There it is. Got me a ladder. Later on, I have me a hover pack. I don't need to use the ladder, but that's a little ways away right now. Okay, so we eliminated this one. We cross-connected that other one over here to all the ones that we already had connected. And now this one's out of here. It's going to be in our way as we're trying to work here. And we're going to work that way. And if those get in our way, we'll move those out of the way too. Oh, speaking of ladder, there's a ladder. I can see it down there. It's going to be in our way here. Bye-bye, ladder. Okay, now we know we're going to put a bunch of stuff in here, but how much are we going to put in there in these, how many rods we're going to put in there? We're going to put 100 rods in there, so that's not going to be an issue. That's going to be fine. We'll get that done. So it's going to fit all on one belt. We'll put that there. We're just trying to get this up and running, everybody, so we're going hardcore today. Right now, almost crossing that 14-hour threshold. We'll get there. We'll get there because all we got to do is set this up and let it run. We come back. Maybe we'll have 100,000 smart platings done. We'll see. Or maybe we got to build it all over again. We'll see. Really interested to see if my power estimate is good. Kind of feel like it will be. All right, we need the power from this one because we're going to chain this back here to the next area. Okay, now we need some stuff to do a bunch of screws. And these are splitters. So we're going to go ahead and just back this up a little bit here. And we're going to do, notice I'm doing the screws first this time instead of the other ones. Doing that on purpose because the screws are going to be out here. Oh, I need a merger. Oh. Why is that one facing that way? Oh, over here. The input is this way. Yeah, hold on. We got to switch this around. Input is that way. And I want it to go this way. So we can put that merger right there. Just merge it at the end instead of having to make it hang off the side. We got this. Okay, more mergers. Got how many I need now? How many I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them. What am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I did this right, it should work out perfect. Well, I don't know. Got to put this over here. 6. These are just here for reference. So I can use the alignment. Actually, they're turned the wrong way because it doesn't pick up the orientation because this wants to be absolutely obnoxious. It'd be a perfect game, everybody. It'd be a perfect game. 100% perfect if they could just get that to grab the orientation of it. I already consider this game a 12 out of 10, everybody. The only one I've ever given a 12 out of 10. 100% deserved. This is not a merger. It is a merger. It's merging this way. All right, come on. We got to figure out what I'm doing here. Merging this way. That was throwing me off. All right, this way. And that way. Okay, there we go. And then this is all going to merge this way. Again, you're very tempted to try to plug it into the other thing there. Don't do that. We're just merging all the way down the line. Keeping it simple. Nothing too fancy smancy other than a little bit of load balancing. But now we're going to merge these bad boys. And so behind here, we're going to make a lot more rods than screws. Back it up just a little bit. And then all we got to do now is know how many we need, right? So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In fact, I'm going to put a number here so I can stop having to count those. And then I'm going to have it automatically count the rest. Boom, 7. Okay. So I'll stop having to do that over and over. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you know why I put this one here at the end. 6 and 7. There we go. I forgot to set them up. Oh man, forgot to set them up with rods. But that's okay. Copy. Open this one. Pasta. 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 Making you guys hungry. Pasta. Making me hungry. More pasta. Some pasta there. There you go. Copy pasta. Merge, 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 mergey merge, and more mergey merge. All right, it's all going to merge together, all those iron rods, and it's going to run it in there, run all them screws. Now we have the ability to do this over here. Now I'm actually going to read a little gap here because we might use that power elsewhere, but we'll just go ahead and do this for now. Again, crushing these playthroughs today, everybody. Again, 14-hour stream. We did a 16-one yesterday, and we did a 12-hour one before that, or was it 14? It was 16 hours and then 14 hours with the other one. I can't remember. Obviously, I've been streaming a lot. It's hard to remember these things. Did not hit the center of that one. I don't think I hit the center of this one. Oh, no, 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 no. No, we're not doing that. We're doing this. Boom. There we go. Get that in the center. This one here. Center there. This here. Okay. Now, these are all ready to rock and roll. They just need some iron ingots. And we need to check of our downscale number. So we need this number right here to adjust our clock speed, which I forgot to do. That would have been good before I pasted it, but it is what it is. And we want that to go down to, oops, we want that to go down to 14.286. 14.286. You can see it's rounding off, but it actually will use that fractional number or decimal number. So now we got a copy, and we got to do some more pasta here. Here we go. Should have done it first. I totally forgot, but that's okay. You can always come back and do it again. Reducing our power and optimizing every little bit of power there. Okay, that's looking good. And then from that, we are going to do our smelters. Okay, where's our smelters at over here? We just did our rods. Smelters back here. There we go. How many smelters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 total smelters. Over here. You know what? I could probably do this. Smelter 1, smelter 2, and then grab this, and then just go whoop like that. And so you do the number in there. In the thing. Look at that. It's counting it for me, so I don't have to count it every single time. 7 of those bad boys, and we want to go ahead and, of course, run those bad boys right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and see if I can turn them this way. We've got this stuff over here, but we're going to see if we can turn these bad boys and run them across this way, because then we're going to start going backwards that way. And we're going to basically, or actually I should probably leave some room because we got a bunch more stuff to run that way. Yeah, we'll leave some room. So we need 7 of these bad boys, and we're going to bring the ore from that side. So we'll go ahead and just do it right here, and we're going to go ahead and do a nice merger. Again, I'm doing this at an insanely huge scale, everybody. This is nuts and nuts. Not a lot of people are going to do it. I'd say 0.01% would even attempt to do what I'm doing right now, which is playing in the absolute hardest mode. Where's my smelters? Right in front of my face. No wonder I can't find them. And we need 7. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 7. Hold on. Hold on. Something's not right. Forgot our splitters. Something not right. Gotta put our splitters in first, or this is not going to work out good. But sometimes you'll recognize it in the moment. You'll be like, wait a minute, how am I gonna split that stuff into all of these? Well, you're not gonna do it if you don't have splitters. That's for sure. Okay, now I'm gonna put it down on this side, because this is where the input of my where my thing is over here. So we're going to go ahead and go merger. I'm going to point it this way. Get those a little bit closer. That's fine. Then we'll put in our smelter. And again, this kind of puts this way over here. So it's not blocking all this other stuff. A little bit closer. And then nice and close on these. Cluster those together. That's 7 there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1. Should be 7. This going into there. Oh, okay. Or it's going to spin around the thing. This is going the wrong way. We've got to adjust this one because we adjusted the other one. So now we got to readjust this one. Split her this way. Readjust this one down here. I had this one turned so I can put it in there, but then I changed my mind. That does happen. I do change my mind from time to time. Run this back. And we'll leave a little extra power on that one. Run this up here. Oh, we got to do our mergers first. We're going to get this done, everybody. We're going to start this up. Going to dim all the lights in Georgia. This is pretty basic stuff here, everybody, that you normally do in the game. But I'm just doing it at a humongous scale that you don't normally do, especially not in phase 1. This is just ludicrous in phase 1. Some people are like, Kismet, why would you even do that? I say, because I can. That's why. Because I can. I'm that guy. I'm that guy who's going to make it happen. We're going to play in the hardest mode. We're going to get it done. We're going to make it the easy mode. We're going to make the easy mode even easier because we're going to do such a great job on the hard mode that we're going to learn all sorts of things that we didn't even think were possible. I know I've learned about 50 things already in this playthrough as well. It's not backseated gaming if we mention it to you, have an error from the spreadsheet. I'm not saying you have, just curious for the future streams. Don't tell me anything. Let me just make my mistake. Question from a noob. To those who have played a lot, blueprints, what are must to make in your opinion? Foundations. Foundations are the #1 blueprint you should make. So you can put them down nice and easy. In fact, I got 3 different types right over here. You want to see them? Here we go. 3 different types of blueprints. We've got the boom right here, the road blueprint, which has the power built in. Right over there, you can see the power built into it. We've got the storage blueprint, which is blue. Actually, I just put them down. Hold on. Look out. Buttons. Buttons are hard. All right, we'll put this one down, give you a little gist of it. Bingo. There we go. Now, once you put them down, by the way, and once you have a blueprint down, you can actually hit your blueprint mode, and then they snap together like that, like this, and then blueprint right here. See, I even got them on my bar right here. This is the #1 blueprint in the game. It's your foundation. So you can see you can do that, and then, of course, I can chain these together to chain my power in the road as I run it down. This one right here is for storage. I usually put my storage on blue, and then, of course, this right here is for my factory. And then the cool thing is, you say, hey, man, I want to take that out. So much easier than taking them out one at a time. You can take them out as an entire blueprint, and then they're gone. Just like that. Just like that. Or you can just zoop some in if you want, like this. Boom. Just like that. That's the first thing I would do. And a good way of getting used to blueprints, too. That is for sure. Okay, these are all going to merge down this way. We're going to split them all, coming from this way and ending up down over here. I think I went in and I messed up my splitter. Where's my splitter? Here, there we go. Okay, and then we're going to go from this direction. We're almost there, everybody. We're going down the road and whatnot. Yeah, backseat gaming is any action. So it's like, hey, Kismet, you got to go fix your spreadsheet, right? That's an action. That's like, hey, Kismet, go do that thing. And watch out for the sneaky, hey, I'm just saying. That one's a classic one. Actually, I think I have a button. Didn't I add that back in here? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Right here.
Reminding you, no backseat gaming. This is any suggestion to Kismet on a course of action, such as click this or do this. Or even the sneaky, I'm just saying. Thanks for understanding.
There we go. Salt pot letting you know what's up. I forgot I made that. I made that the other day. I remade it. I had one like that before, and I thought, I'm going to remake it. The salt bot. Always watching after me there. All right, these are all good. Now we know what we're going to make here. In fact, we're going to make just about the same thing and everything. In this particular thing, iron ore. All right, we're going to go in here. We're going to look at some numbers of our smelters. And we got this number right here is what we need from our smelters down here. And we're going to put that up there. And then we're going to fix the decimal because, again, we're rounding back. So 95.223333. Whole bunch of that. And we're going to try to get it all at one time this time. Get it all set up pretty sweet. We're going to copy the settings here. And then we're going to do some pasta. Boom. Man, now I want some pasta. Anybody else getting hungry? Getting hungry, everybody. Not that I've been streaming for 14 hours without any food or anything. Which is totally true. That's okay. I don't need that food anyway. I ate more food than any one human should be eating in their lifetime. So trying to ease up, trying to lose some pounds as well. Feel so much better after I lost 55 pounds, everybody, I tell you. Feel so good, totally worth it. There ain't no soda and no food worth feeling miserable all the time. I can guarantee that one 100%. Okay, now we got to look at our numbers over here, and we're going to make how much come down this line here. So we got to get 400 to go on this line and 160 to go on that other line as well. No worries, Bruni. No worries, brother. We give it the first one for free. All right, caps right there. Hydrates is in for. I say we do it. Got to catch up on this stuff. Bruni, let me know to hydrate. All right, we on it. Let's hydrate a little bit. Okay, 95. Boom, 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 boom. We'll know when the proof's in the pudding, everybody. When we get this fired up and this gets running, we'll say, why is it not running at 100% efficiency? Why is it stopping and starting and that kind of stuff? And we'll have to go back and check those numbers, right? If we have to add or subtract or do whatever we got to do, we'll get it done. We will get it done. So, we need our inputs here. Our input is 57 point thing over here. And so we need 400, but we need to figure out how we're going to split this up. So if we total this up right here, that is a total of, I forgot to put the sum in there. Sum right here. Sum this. 400. Okay, just double checking that number. Okay, we take 400, we cut it in half, 200. We can put 200 and something in this one. And then any overflow we could put into this one. Now we could actually put 270 in there. So if we took 270 here, or we could put a bunch in here and just overflow it in the other one. Oh man, what are our multiples of 400? Let's go find out. 400. Let's see. So what number is closest to that number? So 240 over here. Based on 240s. So 240s. My belt is actually 270, but I use 240s because that's the input amount typically I'm going to use. Just 240 and 240 is 480. So we could run 480 on this side. And then the 80 extra, we could go ahead and run the other side. But we want to make sure that we don't overload the input with more than that. So 240, how much is half of this here? Let's say these four. 228. All right, so 4, it's going to be 4 and 3. And then whatever excess we have, we'll run that out. Yeah, the excess we'll take and we'll run over here to our other ingots. Yeah, we'll put a smart splitter in, so if we have any overflow, it'll go and merge over the other one. So 4. 4 is the magic number. Okay, so we're going to input right here. I think this is the input side. No. The other side's the input side. Over here, duh. Closest to the node. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get our storage here. In fact, we're going to have 2 storages here. We're going to bring 240 and 240 in there. And then we'll run it right into here. It's too close. Too close. And we'll line it up a little better. There we go. 240 in there. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so this one here needs to be a smart splitter. Take this out, and then we're going to go smart splitter, and we're going to say input this way. And so it's going to go this way, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Then we'll go like this. We'll go, oh, it's already there. Then this one, it's going to go left, is going to be the primary input. Which is going to be iron ore. See, smart splitters are great for balancing all your stuff. You don't have to make these massive splitters. Just use a smart splitter. It's going to make your life so much easier. And then front is going to be overflow. So, it's going to go into the 4th one here. It says, oh, wait, we filled all these up. We got some extra. Boom. Run it into this other one right over here. So, that's something you can do, everybody. And then these ones over here, of course, we're going to try to merge those. But if we go this way, we won't be able to put that in there. So we got a bit of a problem here because this can go into there and run that, but then we don't have enough for these down here. So how are we going to get the rest of those into this one? Well, what we can do is we can kind of infuse one of these and kind of double turn these. So I'll show you what I mean. We're going to go ahead and take this. We're going to do this. We're going to change our mind. We're going to say the overflow is actually on the right side. So overflow, oh, okay. Overflow is on the right. This is going to be none. So left that way, right this way, right? Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make a splitter, but we're going to rotate it so that it goes to the outside like that. And that's going to allow us to add a merger right out here. And that merger is going to allow us to merge both the excess of that and also the primary line that's coming down. And you're like, well, kids, that's 240. It's going to be too much. But it's not going to be 240 because we're going to work on that. So again, this is going to come down. And again, we'll say this is 4. So 4 of these is, actually, we're going to add some more here. So we're going to fiddle around underneath here. So 4 of these is going to add up to this. So we're going to say, times 4. So we're going to say times 4 here. And then we'll say equals this times 4. Boom. That's 228 that it's going to use up. And then out of 240, and then that will be this minus this. Always do the larger number minus the smaller number. And then bam, there we go. We got 11.44 extra. And then that will be merged into the other one. Now we got the second one coming in. That one's going to be 240, right? And then this one we're going to actually add. So we'll get this extra one on the second line. And this one we will add together. And that will be, if it does it, add plus it, not sum it. That'll be 480, right? But it's actually not 480 because this is not that. This is this right here. This is the excess number here. Oh, copy that. Didn't paste it as the thing. All right, so that'd be 251. So that's still less than the 270 belt, which will be great. And then we will have that excess of 80 on top of that, right? So we've burnt up. This will be 250 on that belt when it re-adds back together. When it's used up all of this, it'll then burn up the other 3, right? So this one's 4. This one's times 3 here. And we're going to grab this. We're going to paste that there. We're going to go ahead and take that number. We're going to times it times 3. There we go. So yeah, it's 171. And so the 171 over here, we're going to take the 251, and we're going to minus the 171, and that'll leave us exactly with 80. If that didn't just blow your mind, everybody, it should. That should have just blown your mind. You're like, no way that that just happened. I told you it would be 80. I told you, chat. We've been working some serious math numbers over here, and especially since all these fractions have been adding up when you're playing at 5 times all of the stuff, and 2 times the resources, and 5 times the power. That stuff's adding up, but you can see I made that happen right there. Awesome, and all of that is less than my belt speed. Okay, so we got that done. It's going to go all the way down here to the end. It's going to merge this one. We're going to then put this into this one again right here, and then we're going to take this one, and I think we'll lift it. We'll go ahead and lift this bad boy. And we're going to run this one. So 240, 240. Excess going to go right into here, run here. And then we have a whole nother thing we got to do over there to make it work. Or we could go ahead and do it over here. Either way, I kind of feel like I'm bringing 2 nodes from that way, which I can put there. And then I'm going to need another node from this other direction. So we can take these 2 nodes and run them down. Oh no, getting this node over here too. So I could run that over here. But we're also going to need another node, which I'll probably just use one of these nodes over here. Where'd that normal node go? Down here. Probably just use this normal one. Run that up. Run that up. Looks like I got another pure node I got another pure node I can tap over here. And again, we need to look. We need basically almost 3 pure nodes. Or really less than 3. But if we just get 3 of them, we'll have more than enough. Again, we'll have a bunch. 480, it would be 480, or 240, sorry, 240 times 3, which would be 720. And then we could take the 560 out of there. So 720 minus 560. Helps if we put it equal there. Bump, and that's 190. So we'll have 190 left over for our 190 left over. So 3 nodes at 240 each is 720. Then 720 minus the amount that we're using there, which is 560 over here. And we'll just do this math again right here. Is going to be, 160. I typed that number wrong. 560, 720. Hold on, we're going to back that up. 3 nodes, 240. So nodes. Let's do this. So we can use the math of this. Nodes. Roll that up so you guys can see that. There we go. Lost it. Nodes. Okay, 3 times 240. 240. I always go with the larger number. 720. Okay, I was right. 720. And then this one. Take all these out. Take all these numbers out. Do this again. 720 minus what we're going to use, which is 560. I get our numbers to match up. Maybe I miscalculated. Yeah, 160. Okay, I thought it was 190, but it's actually 160, which is funny because it's right there. That number is right there. Yeah, wow. Okay, that's cool. That's actually the remainder is 160 out of that. So not only are we using the 160, but we have 160 left over. Exactly. Wow, again, see, magic numbers, how they just magically work themselves out. And again, could have a number wrong, some stuff go weird. We could always fix it later. But it really doesn't matter in the long run, everybody. As long as you're running it, and even if it's running slow, if you got a server, you can let it run day and night, and it will get done eventually. Or you can just run it on your machine and run it day and night. Now, we got to get this other part done. So this is good here. This is all set up where it's balancing. Go in here. And then we need to take the excess. That's why I'm trying to think of this through, which is going to go down to this last one here. We need to turn this one into a smart splitter. Right over here, which I may or may not have done. I can't remember, but I'm just going to do it. You can also find your smart splitter in here, too. So this is going to go into here, like so. That's going to bring that in there, bring that in there. So we're going to go priority left. I don't know why I'm looking for it. Just type it. Iron ore left, overflow front. And there we go. So we're going to overflow that out. And then any excess that we have, we could run back toward our other production. Or we could put our production out there. I think I'm just going to run it back this way just for fun. Run it back this way. And that's that. Okay. Now we're going to go in here and we're going to have some fun getting it done. Okay, now we need our other stuff over here. So we need to get over here. We need to do a bunch of rods. So we only need 3 constructors there. 3 constructors there. And 3 iron ingots. We got this. Okay, so we want to go ahead and have this end up over here, by the way. All of that there. We want this to end up over here, too. So we're just going to go like this to make this easy. Actually, I don't even know why I'm doing that. I can just take it from the top one. So we want to go ahead and end up on a merger. And we're going to turn this kind of sideways, and we're going to work this back this way. Just to go ahead and give us some nice thing. We'll give a little bit of separation, though. Let's say there's our boxes over there. Okay. We got plenty of room. Okay. Now, this is going to go up. And it's going to aim right over that way. Let's say this way. And then we're going to run that right over there awkwardly. What the heck? Got that backwards. Got it backwards. Sure do. Constantly trying to troll me with that orientation. All right, merger coming out. Right out there. Okay. Try that again. Right into there. Maybe a little straight action. See how it makes a little elbow? Pretty cool. Or you can do the curved one, which is also super cool. Got that curved action. You want to snazz it up a little bit. All right, so what I'm doing is starting at the end, working my way backwards. So they've got a merger there. And again, we're going to look in here. We're going to say, okay, iron ingots. We want to do some smelting, but first we want to actually do our constructors. And we're going to need 3 constructors. All right, this is easy mode, this side. And we're getting to the easy stuff now. See, we did the hard stuff first, and then you get to the easy stuff. Man, you just rock it. You just rocking it. We're getting them rods coming right out of there. By the way, it's been making me a bunch of reinforced iron plates while I've been doing this. Just so you know. Not that we already don't have boxes and boxes of it. At some point. There we go. All right, so now this should be our rods over here. Again, we just give it a try. Now, here's the thing. Everybody make a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. It's okay. I made about 50 mistakes doing this. I'll probably make about 50 more. But part of the fun is trying to figure it out. It's the trying that's the most important part in this game. And you don't have to do it by the numbers, everybody. You can't just look how much resources you have and just make as many as you can. And that's it. And then again, if it takes longer, then it takes longer. See, it's all about time. Do you want it to take longer or do you want to make it go faster? If you want to make it go faster, then those numbers are going to help you a lot. Or just make more of that thing. Just make more of that thing, run it in there. Again, it doesn't have to be super complex or super at the area of mine. I'm just trying to optimize for maximum efficiency for this massive amount of stuff. You can see that we're scaling up here. Can't wait till I turn this bad boy on. Let's go see what our power looks like right now. Now none of this is really running yet. How's our barely? Wow, that is sweetly optimized right there, bad boy. That thing is awesome. All right, now we got the constructor looking good. Over here, we got to get 3 iron ingots fired up behind here. So we know we're going to merge these into here. We're going to know we're going to run them across here. So we're just going to get our splitter here, or not merge them. I mean, we're going to split them. Let's say across this way. Right in there. Then this here, that there. Now again, you'll know if you screwed up. Like that. So that splitter's going the wrong way. And I love how it just trolls me by rotating them in awkward directions. There we go. Sometimes it's hard to see the direction of the thing because it overlaps the other thing. But here we go. And again, when I pick this up, it should pick up the orientation. Sometimes it remembers based on if you just did it a few seconds ago. It just remembers what you did, but it doesn't actually pick up the orientation. There's a big difference. And then how many smelters do we need? 3 smelters. Okay. 3 smelters as it is. And again, we're trying to get this done. Holy mackerel, we're running late. We might run late on the next stream. We'll see how it goes. But when you're in the zone, everybody, try to stay in there as long as you can. Of course, don't injure yourself. Wait, we need a merger. We need a merger. Where are we merging this in? Huh. From the wrong side. That's what we're doing. I had that right the first time. The other 2 weren't right, but that one was. Splitter. That way. Okay. Then we need a merger. Then we're going to put our smelters. Again, I like working backwards, everybody. Again, when you already have the numbers, you know you need this many of this and this many of that. You let it rock and roll. Oop, double. And then this way, this here, that there, this here. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. Can you believe we just did all this today, everybody? We just did all this stuff. Tore down just to bare bones. And now we're about to fire this bad boy up here. And we'll be off and running. Okay, not enough power there. Oh, I see another one. I see another one. Not that one. Oh, that one, not either. Okay, no problem. We got this. Take that one off. Immediately reconnect that one, by the way. You don't want to accidentally leave that one disconnected. And we got all those looking good. These are all up and running. We now need to say iron ingot. Okay, what's our numbers here? What's our clock speed on this one? This one. Boom. I gotta remember if I put that thing in that other one. Did I put that thing in those other smelters? I think I did. I think I did. We can always double check all this stuff later. And again, as long as it's running, doesn't matter. Even if the numbers are off or whatever, running, it's going to run at way higher speed than it was before because, again, we didn't have enough resources to run it. We especially didn't have enough power. But we're going to fire this up here in a bit. We're copying this one, what we're doing. And then we're going to this one, and then we're doing the pasta. And the pasta. There we go. Those are all ready to fire up. All we need now is some ore for that. All right, we're going to bring some of this back this way. I know right where to put it. Okay, so this is going to have some extra resource. Did I curve that? Oh, I did. Cool. The only problem with the curved ones is you have trouble putting the splitters and the mergers on the curved ones. So if you do any curved ones that you want to put a splitter on later, look out. That's right. Satisfactory Wizard. You know it. Getting it done. All right, we got to do some splitting over here too. We got to think about how we're going to split this too. So this should end up from that and then a little bit of its own. And then splitter here. Now I'm not a big fan of using the boxes as splitters because they suck. So don't use those boxes as splitters because sometimes one of it runs and sometimes the other one doesn't and all sorts of mayhem ensues. Like we're going to put this sideways so we can just go this way. There we go. Like that. Like I would put a merger here and merge that stuff together first. Instead of putting it into the back of the box. I've had lots of problem with that. Speaking of, let's go ahead and do that right over here. Put a merger here so we can add multiple sources at the same time, including this overflow from over here. Come on, you. Okay, I got that overflow in there. And we need this other 240 coming in here. Like that. So we'll grab the one over there, one over there, one over there. We'll put them in here. And that's it. It's ready to roll. Ready to rock and roll. Just double check we got our reductions in. Across all of these. And then this one. This one, yep. If we got one, we probably got them all. 95, 95. Wait, this one should be 88.8. Screws. Screws. Oh, this is rods. Those are screws. Did I not change that one? Oh man, throwing my brain off. I think I changed that last one. I did not change the last one. That's why you double check it. All right, rods, rods, and rods. All right, so glad I checked that now. I'd be coming back going, man, it seems like it's not making enough rods. And now we know. 95%. So if you see anyone that's different from the other ones, you know you did one of those wrong as well. And again, all we're going to do is get these nodes over here, and then we out of here. Because, geez, another massively long stream. Pushing 15 hours now. As well. We've been going non-stop here too. I was going to take a break, but we're going to do this and get on out of here if we can, because we're going to let this bad boy run. And it is hot as heck in here. I think it went up. I don't know. I turned my AC on. It's actually hotter in here now. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how I got hotter in here, but it did. 95%, 95%, 95%. That's looking sexy over there. That's good, good. Over here, 100%. We're on 100% on our screws. Hold on. 100% screws. Let's go check. What we got over here? Does it say 100%? Sure does. Bam, 100%. Locked it in. Locked it in there. And again, you're like, how do you know? Because it says screws and this says 100% right here. That's my percentage of run line. And again, no matter what happens, this is going to be way better than what I had before. Even if the numbers don't all work out, this is like scaled up like 5 times as much as I had before. So that means it's going to run at a huge advantage across all this. But that power is going to go boom the second we get all this running. Now, one thing we want to do is go all the way to the end on this side over here and see if we do have a bunch of these backlogging. I see some there. There's some here. Are we backlogging back into here now? Do we got a bunch of extra plates? We sure do. How about over here? A bunch of extra screws? Not quite yet. It's still running them screws in. It's about to backlog a bunch of screws along that way. I don't know what this is. Get that out of there. And that's going to backlog that along there, and then it'll backlog along here, and then we'll have a bunch of plates there, and so on. And we can see we have that reduction in 80%. 80%, looking good. These are all plates. Those are cranking out plates like a Bosch. Then over here, no excess stuff, which is awesome. That's what we want to see. Over here, no excess. Over here, we're making some serious amount of things. Now, it takes time for it to get up to speed, by the way. So you want to let that stuff run. And then iron rods and iron rods. Now, normally when I'm doing this, I call this the Kismet Rule of 8. And you know what I do? I do this. I'm going to go ahead and show you the Kismet Rule of 8 because it's a perfect time to show you. Now, whenever you're doing smart platings, or not smart plating, but reinforced iron plates at the beginning of the game, it's going to be your first big challenge in the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 this way. Right? So 3 that way. Right there. And then we're going to do, actually do 2 this way. Sorry, my bad. 2. 2 that way. And then we're going to go this way, like this, like that, and then we're going to turn this way. Now, on my game, it's not going to be the same, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need one more. 8 right here. Now, what you do is you go ahead and you take your rods and you run them out at 15, right? So you got 15 here, 15 here. Now, normally it goes in at 15 and out at 15, but mine's doubled, so just don't worry about the input, just worry about the output. 15, 15, and 15. And then over here, you would do your screws. And that would normally come in at 10, right? So then what you need is you need 3 screws. 2, and then 3. And then you need 2 plates over here, like this. And then that is the perfect reinforced iron plates. Right there. So you got, again, you can also reverse your screws, but in this case, I reversed the rods. So 3 rods, 3 screws, and then 2 plates, and that's 100% efficient into your assembler. In fact, it's efficient in 2 assemblers, as a matter of fact. And so, again, that is the rule of 8, because, again, if you have these 8 things all together, and you balance the way that they're input to be perfectly 100%, that'll be 100% efficient right there. That's all you need to know. That'll get you started. And then what you're doing is you're always looking for the same equilibriums. Okay, 3 of these machines, 3 of those machines, and 2 of those machines. That's what you're looking at. And that's what we're doing here. We're finding the equilibrium between all of these numbers in which we need to work with. Right, now all we need now is 3 ore nodes. And we're going to go get them right now. Let's go. Let's get these ore nodes. Let's get this one on the side first. Right here. We're going to go ahead and just mark that. That's why we have these markers here. We can see where it's at. Let's ride the rail. And yes, I ran a bunch of these all over the place so I can ride around and have a great time. Screws are the bane of your existence. Yes, I have made hundreds of thousands of them to potentially millions of them, and I can tell you I never have enough. I never do. Ooh, there's a uranium node right there. Ooh, that's going to be fun for our nuclear power. All right, who wants to get shot in the face? Who wants to be first? Come on. You want to be first? All right, you be first. Oh, well, I got no ammo. Ammo would be good right now. How about we hit him with this thing instead? Come on over here. Suck up! Get over here. Boom! You're out of there. Come on, come on, come on. What you got? Toro, Toro! Ah ha ha! I can jump over you. You suck at your job. Take that, sucker. There you go. Oh, pure node. All right, I'm going to show you, everybody, one move alignment right now. Here we go. This is a Kismet exclusive right here. And nobody else know how to do it before I knew how to do it. If they say they knew how to do it, well, I can tell you they didn't, because I'm the first one to do it when the game first come out. So there we go. Here we go, everybody. All we need is a metal beam, or the first time the metal beams came out, I guess, a better way of saying it. We're going to take this metal beam, we're going to rotate it forward with our mouse. We're going to go ahead and hold down the control key. We're going to get it right centered, right down the middle, just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and move this out by 5 meters right there. That's a one move alignment. Now we are already ready to align our foundations right there, and that's it. That's all you got to do. That's it. Kismet showing you how to get it done. Now watch this. We take this, we put this back here. We take our extractor again, we put it down right there. Perfect. 100%. 100% of the time, every single time. There we go. We good. Awesome. I love doing that every single time because it's cool. Now, do I need to do it? No, but it's still cool and I love it. So we're going to do it. All right, we're going to go up on the high side up here. And we're going to do some big boys. We're going to do the big boys. In fact, we got some power already run over here, but we don't want to run that power. We're going to tie it into our big boy power. Oh yeah, the tower powers, or power of towers, or whatever. Right over here. And we're going to take this, we're going to tie that right up into there, into our main source of power for now, and we'll probably tinker with that later. And then we're going to run that right there, and that baby is extracting at 240. Let's go take a look. Oh yeah, there she goes. All right, now we're going to take this bad boy, we're going to get it way up over there, I'm going to run it back to that base. We're going to get this out of the way, though, so we can see what we're doing. And then we're just going to grab this. You're like, Kismet, you're going to do a bunch of stuff? Nope. I'm going to run it right on the road, right on the ground. I'm going to turn it on default mode, though. I'm going to run it just like this, one up. Because with my skates on, I can just jump right up there. And the mobs cannot, because they suck. They suck at their job. Oh, wait, here we go. Like this. Bang. There we go. Very nice. I like it. I like it. Then we're going to go over here and get our little zip line, because we don't got our hover pack yet. And we're going to do it. Nice tip, kids. That's a cool one, right? Yo, yeah, you know it. I'm the first one to do it. Everybody else using that concrete thing and fuddling around with it and nudging it all over the place. Boom, one move. That's it. You got it done. And then you're like, Kismet, how do I transition from that into the other thing? What you do is just use your lifter to go ahead and finagle your way into being able to transition from the node grid to the world grid. Now, my base is always on the world grid. And if I build something that has to do with my base, I just hold down control whenever I'm putting down a foundation, just like this. Watch it snap. Boom. Snaps right into the world grid every time. And then it'll match up to wherever you got your base way on the other side, if you're running some trains or whatever you're doing. Now, here's what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to do a switchback, but you can't actually make this go as far as you want it to go by using your floor holes. I don't like doing it. It's a little glitchy for me. Oh, we're going to have to give this a little bit of love. Speaking of, oh my God, that's right. That's right. We're going to go ahead and just extend that out just a little bit so we can go ahead and pop that down there and then run that up. And we can fine tune all this later, everybody. We're going to be doing some serious amount of trains later on. I'm going to do it while I'm flying on my parachute. How about that? Don't want to put it over that node, though. Don't want to put it over that node because I'm going to come back and I'm going to have some fun with this node. Oh boy, right down the middle of it. Doesn't matter. Don't matter. I need this way more than I need that node right now, though. That'd be good for some coal power. And you're like, Kismet, what is that? I can show you right here. Boom, water. And it's a pure water node. We'll come back for it. Right now, we got to get this to our base ASAP so we can get these rotors fired up. And then we got to go get something to eat because I'm hungry. Hungry Kismet. Hungry Kismet. And we definitely going to need some out of here. Just running along the ground, everybody. Again, I can spend 5 hours making this fancy, or I can just run along the ground, just like this. We'll get to the fancy stuff later on. Right here. And right there. Boom. then we're going to get ourselves a ladder, because the ladders are awesome in the early game. I don't use those launcher things. This launcher thing kills me more than it helps me. But ladders are the best. You don't use no ramps. Ramps take forever. Ladders take you straight there. All right, now, right over here, we were smart enough to build this. So we're going to go ahead and do this, though I kind of feel like I want to bring that up just a little bit. Oh, look at that. It's already on there. It's ready to go. That's how you know you did it right. It's already on the thing. Okay, right here. Check it out. We're going to go this way. And this way. Yes, I think that far ahead. I know I'm on top of it. And we are cooking, everybody. We are absolutely destroying it today. Getting it going. Okay, don't need straight for that. There we go. And then we're going to grab this. And we're going to dip this around, and we're going to run that right in there. In fact, we can cut early. Let's cut early right here. Right there is going to be good. We're just going to cut that right over there. And then we're going to move it over just a little bit. So we are aligned. Oop, nope. I like to hit it right on the separation of the node or the foundations. And right over there. I'm going to keep it 3 up because we're going to come back. I'm going to get some more nodes here in a minute. How many are at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 right there. We're also lining it up to the storage over here. And that's it. Boom. 240. 240. That's way too much for that. Way too much for that. But we're going to go ahead and fire it up. And here's what we're going to do. While we're working on the other ones, we're going to split this. And we're going to run this over here. We're going to run it here first. We're going to know this is temporary because we're just doing some weird stuff here. We're just doing some weird stuff to get it started. We're going to go this way. We're going to split this one again. This is not mathematically perfect. But you know what it does? It starts up my factory. That's what it does. It starts it up. It don't matter if I have not enough or too much or whatever. It's just going to start it up. We'll be making some smart platings, everybody. Now we need 2 more nodes. We're going to go get them right now. Let's go. This is our one last mission for today to get these nodes right over here. We're going to go ahead and highlight those because I was smart enough to put a bunch of markers there. I can see it right there. Then we're going to use our transport system we built earlier. And you're like, Kismet, you built this whole transport system for this. You got it. That's right. That's why I went around and did all that stuff while I was finding them Mercer spheres and I was finding them summer sloops and finding all those crash ships and getting all those resources that I can't even make yet. I can't even make those resources. And so I unlocked just about 99%, or let's call it 90% of the MAM in phase 1, in tier 1 and 2. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever done that before. I can say no. I never even tried to do it. That's the thing. I never even bothered to do it. Didn't even know it was possible. We know it's possible now. Even in the normal game, everybody, you can just run around, get all that loot, run back. Boom, you'd be flipping through the tiers like nobody's business. Because you're probably not going to be doing no 100,000 smart platings at this stage. You know what we need? We need some Nobilis up in here. Let's get some Nobilis. We need some nature reassignment here. In other words, make things go boom. Get out of here, nature. And you see I'm just floating down on my parachute here. Oh, okay. Missed it. Down there somewhere. I can't see it. There it is. There's somebody down there, too. Again, I go ahead and just throw around here and get this nature out of here. Fixit does not approve of nature that slows down progress. All right, there he is. Come on, let's give him a little fun here. All right, hey, you. This is for you. Boom! Later, sucker! Oh, I think I got 2 for 1 out of that. Where you going? Come over here. Hoo-yah! Boom! You're dead, too. I got a 2 for 1 there, everybody. I didn't even know. I didn't even see the second one. There's that pure node. Now, there's one over here, too, which is a... 2 pure nodes! That's the one we're looking for! Those are the ones! Now, I could go ahead and do that alignment, but I am not going to do it because you know why? We ain't got the time. We got things to do. We don't care if it's aligned. We don't care about all that. All we care about is we're going to run 2 pure nodes out of here. We're going to go ahead and take this, find out where the heck our power is. Way the heck up there. All right, we're going to need to run some power. Oh, look at this sulfur. Look at these other things we can grab later. We're going to grab those later. But right now, we're going to go ahead and put a little power tower in between here. Like so. And then we're going to run a little power line here. We're going to double up both of these. Like this. We're going to double check those do say 240. They sure do. over here, 240. Now, of course, I have a lot of resources, everybody, so again, it makes it easy for me to go ahead and run a ton of stuff. I suggest you backlog, obviously, a bunch of resources, and that will help you a bunch. And then we're going to go 3 up over here, even though we could probably get away with 2. So we're going to go here and here. And you're like, Kismet, why don't you merge those together? Well, the reason why I don't merge them together would be too fast for the belt. And so we're going to grab this bad boy over here. We're not grabbing it. Try it again. I didn't see the lines. There they are. Okay, we're going to grab this, run that up ahead. And then this again. We're going to grab this one here at the top. We're going to run it and see how far we can run it. We can run it to about right there. Because again, turn red. And right here, 1, 2, 3. You're seeing some epic action here, everybody. If you like this kind of action, hit that follow button. If you haven't already done so. Oh, look at me just running that stuff over there. Running that into there. What the heck? Oh, I didn't run it in there. It just clicked out. Okay. That should be going there. There we go. So this one to there. Oh, nope, wrong one. Do the top one first. And try to do it in the direction you need to go. You don't have to do it. It will automatically detect your direction that you've already started, but good habit. And then this again. Way over here. Where's our base? We're going that way. We're going that way. Can we just go through here, or is this going to be a pain? Oh, that's going to be a pain. All right, I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling this way right here. Again, because we're using our stackers, it's going to make this easier and make it look cleaner. And of course, we can come back and upgrade these nice and easy. We can also ride on the top of it, by the way, if you want to. Up to you. And then we're going to ride this way. We're going to try to find a good spot going through here. Who knows? I haven't been up here. Feel like through here. I feel like this is going to be our jam right now. Back up just a little bit right here. Run this bad boy right through the middle of the forest. And then this guy. All right, let's go see what's over here. Any baddies going to come up here and get in my business? I don't think so. Oh, look right down our other extractor right there. All right, look at this. Ooh, power right there. And we can cross-connect this power, and this thing's going to start up. Boom. Start up right there. All right, I feel like what we want to do is go right here, hit this edge here, dip down there, right along that one we already made. But that one is not doubled up, so we'll double up that one. We'll run the whole thing at the same time. So we're going to move these bushes out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. Where did it go? Where did it go? Over here. There we go. So we're going to bring this bad boy right through here. Some nature needs to be reassigned to Doom. Bye-bye. Right up here. Right over this way. Yeah, right there. Back up just a little bit. Again, you could use foundations and measure all this. But I'm not doing that. You know why? Because I don't have to. I don't have to. Too early. Too early for all that. Running foundations all the way out here and bada. Too much. Oh, hold on. We can go over there. We can go down now. That's even better. All right, now we're looking good. Now we're jumping down. Yeah, can we? That's not going to reach that far. We want to go that way anyway. So we're going to go like this. To here. To there. Then what I'm going to do is just make this easy on myself by lining this up a little early here. Just running that down there. We get on the belt and run too. All right, down here. I'll bring this right down. Maybe we'll run this along this edge just for fun. Yeah, just for fun. We'll run along the edge. Try to get this be on the edge though. Sometimes it's fun to run it in unusual spots. Okay, and again, see we have this lined up with another node down here. Seriously doubt it's going to reach that far. About right there. Okay. We're going to do it from way back here, everybody. Well, look how amazing this game is. This game is absolutely awesome. Boom. From that far away, everybody. You can be super precise from this far away. That's pretty awesome. Awesome. All right, now we're going to fix a little problemo over here. We got a problemo of we're just running this along the ground, which is what I did to make this run. Oh, we got some guy coming in. Oh, wait, hold on. Try to switch my thing. Press the wrong button. Come on, Toto, what's up? Just jump over this guy, everybody. Especially if you got the skates, just jump over him. I'm not going to bother to get my ammo out and all that. Don't need to. All right, we're going to go ahead and take this out here. This is going up way too high now. And then we're going to run 3 things at the same time. Here we go. And we're going to bring this bad boy. See if we can get it to go over here. Not clipping through there, is it? Ah. No. No clipping. I mean, it could clip, but I'm not going to. This one here. This one there. And then this one. Right there. Notice I'm ignoring the bottom one. That just makes it easier when I want to run under the thing. It's not always in the way, or if I want to drive my vehicle under it. Great tip for you there. Just leave that bottom one blank. And this one now at the top. So now we're running 3 simultaneously. Is this a level 2? It is a level 2. Look at me go. Make sure I've got these all upgraded along the way, because some of these I ran as level 2s. But now I got plenty of level 3s. And all we got to do now is run it on home. By the way, it tells you how many poles on the side there. It tells you 4 poles, and that's what I need. If you've never seen that before, it is so incredibly helpful. So you don't have to count them every single time. It does the same thing with foundations. So you can say, okay, I need 4 of these things and 4 of that. I'm also using this as a measure. So I run forward until it turns red. I back up just a little bit. I press 6 on my bar, and then boom, put 4 of those down. And we're going about max distance on each of these. And I'm starting with the top one first and going in the direction I want to run it. Removing all the previous ones. And we got this lined up. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful spot. Oops. Didn't mean to get the power pole. Never mind. Press control and release. Don't aim at it when you're taking it out, or it'll take it out anyway. Which you don't want. Cleaning this up. And then right here we should do it because it's on the high side. We don't want it sinking into the ground, because that sucks. This base is shaping up. And that this coal that I ran here is the reason why I can run so many of these. Again, I didn't need it to be fancy in the moment. I didn't need to be up here. What I needed is I need that coal to be over there so I could make myself a whole lot of these dealios we're doing right now, which is the steel beams. Look out, Fred. Construction zone. Don't you come through here. Don't you come through here. I'm working here. Quick, before he goes over there and touches my stuff. See, look. He was trying to block me. That's what Fred's job is. He's always messing with me, everybody. No, Fred. Bad Fred. No. Bad. No. Don't do that. Don't block my base. Like the NPCs in Fallout 4, everybody. Start building something, they want to be right by where you're building. It's the best use of that bell. I put it on the clear on the other side of where I'm building. I click that bell, and then I go build some stuff while they're walking over there to get that bell. So annoying. You know what's even better? Build your base without any NPCs. Build it without them. All right. Bug in my face. Right here on the edge. We know it's working because we can see all the ore on the belt. So let's see how far we can get away with this here. feel like we want to probably cut early. Yeah, right here. All right. Let's see if we did this right. Let's see if we did it right. Let's get over here. Okay, we got 2 there. So we go a little higher. Again, I'll put this up nice and high so if I'm driving through here my vehicle, I should be good. Now this one's going to go right down into that one again. And then these 2 coming straight over here, which we're going to try to tie into that one, but it's way up high right now and it's too far away, so we're going to put it right about here. Now we only need to go 3 high. Like this. Like, oh, why you do that? Why you do that at the last second when I'm clicking? So close. And then up there. And then up there. The most fun part, everybody, is going on the journey. And again, this is the fun. This is where the fun is right here. This is the good stuff. All right. We don't need to split that anymore. That's going 240 right in now. And then we're going over here. Right here, I would say. Yeah, right in the middle, right here. Actually, back up just a little bit, right there. And we're going to divert that one over here. And we're going to divert this one over there. Oh man, we're so close. We are so close to getting this done. And how convenient that I just happened to build a little spot here where I could just go ahead and bring this right down into there. It was almost like I thought ahead and I built that like 10-20 minutes ago to be perfectly in a spot where I could just go ahead and feed the back of this, because that's because I did. That's because I did, chat. There it is. That's it. Boom. That sucker is going to crank it out now. Now, what we want to see is we always don't leave until you make sure that it is working. So we're going to watch this thing fire up a little bit. We're going to get over here and enjoy all of our hard work that we did over here. So I like to put it somewhere in the middle here. Let's go ahead and get our organization here. Let's get this bad boy going. You just saw the whole thing happen, everybody, from complete scratch. Tore down the old one, did all the math, and then put the whole thing together right here in front of your eyes. You learned a lot of good stuff along the way. Can hide that with hit H. All right, here we go. We want to see all them greens. Now, here's the thing, everybody. On a manifold, it takes time for it to get up to speed. Remember, it's going to fill up the first one, and then it's going to fill up the second one, and the third one. Now, we could go in and we could make it all load balanced and all that stuff. But the problem with doing that is that it takes up way more space than manifolds do, and I feel like it's not worth it. You're going to let it run for a while anyway. It's not like you just want it to instantly fire up anyway. So you definitely want to let that run. Now, again, if we did some math errors, we did some stuff, we're going to find out along the way. And that's part of the fun, right? So you do some things and you're like, oh man, I made too much of this, that, or the other thing, or I didn't make enough of this, that, or the other thing. Then what you do is you backtrack. You go and say, okay, I did this. How much did I need before this? I needed this, this, this. You'll see it when you get to the end. At the end, you go, okay, I've not got enough screws. Why don't I not have enough screws? Let's back up and see what happened, right? If you got to add more, you got to add more, right? And I actually have extra iron ore in case I do need more. But we brought all those iron nodes over here, and we're letting this cook right now. We're letting this cook, and all of this, everybody, is just one assembler doing four reinforced iron plates. And because it's so huge, everybody, because again, it's double the normal amount that you would do. Now, normally you don't have to do this much, everybody. You can do a lot less. I see a lot of green lights over here, but see, this is starting to backlog. That's backlog. I see my screws are backlogged there. It's backlogging all the way back into there now. Those ones are not even running. I see those are not running back there. Let's go see why. Maybe we forgot to connect it to the box. No, we got it. We got it. These are okay. These are running. We just couldn't see it. We just couldn't see it far away. There comes our screws. All right, get them screws in there. And now what we got to do is we got to get this filled up. So again, it's going to fill the first one, it's going to fill the second one, and the third one, and so on, until these are all filled and all running at optimal speed. And then it's going to run all of that here into your assembler. Now, if you don't see any iron rods coming in here, something wrong. Something happened, right? Something happened there. And again, speaking of, let's go see why there's only 3 of them in there. So I think they're starting up right now. That's why. They're starting up over here. Let's go take a look. Did I miss a thing? Did I click the wrong thing? Did I not connect something? Oh, 100%. 100% Kismet done screwed up. Right there. Screwed up. Did not connect that one spot right there, and thus it was not making enough things. See how I just found that mistake? Just like that, everybody. Again, you go look and say, I don't see too many iron rods in there. Why is it not iron rods? Because I started the iron rods first, everybody. I actually started those first and let those run, but I missed that one connection because I was trying to rush to get it done because, man, we're a 15-hour stream now. 15-hour stream. Good. Make sure those are all going in there. So now we're going at 3 times the capacity we were going just a moment ago. The cool thing, though, everybody, guess what happened back here? Back here, what it did is it actually made a bunch of backlog of that because I didn't ran too much in there. And again, if we need any of that, we can divert it to another thing, like we can just do overflow. Right here, we can do a smart splitter. You can do it right on the belt, by the way, and it'll automatically orient it to the belt if you're aiming right at it. If you aim too low, then it'll be below it. But if you aim right at it, I can do a smart splitter and say the overflow, run it to the other part of my base, right? And in this case, I could totally do that because, look, this over here is running at full speed. Now, look at this. This ain't doing nothing. This ain't doing nothing. Why ain't that doing nothing? Did I screw it up? Did I click the wrong thing? Did I connect it the wrong way? Why are we not getting this ore? Why is there no ore? Did we cut off some power? Did we did some stuff? Oh, there's the ore. There's the ore. Okay, I just couldn't see it. Just couldn't see it. All right, no, it was going. It was blending in. I thought it was going. But what about this one? The second one. Something definitely wrong there. Oh, we missed a segment. We missed a segment. I can see it's not running. Right there. Screwed it up. Again, troubleshooting, everybody. Very important to troubleshoot. Don't just walk away and say, oh, I think it's good. Both in life and in game, everybody. Troubleshoot. Make sure you see all 3 lines coming down there. The visual inspection of stuff is way better than anything else. And we should see that bad boy coming right down. We're just going to jump over here. We're going to get up here. We're going to see it come by. Oop, or not. We're going to jump back down again. All right, let's go. There it goes. All right, made a little bit of a mistake there. Clicked it a little bad, but that's okay. We got it now. Now we're going to get this going. We see all this iron ore coming in now. Remember, we got excess iron ore. And we can help it a little bit here. But it's already at 240, so it's doing pretty good. But remember, these belts here, they actually are 270. So you can, again, that's coming out 240, and eventually it'll burn up all of that stuff, though it did backlog a little bit just now. Eventually burn all that up, so we could go smart splitter like this, and we could say right is going to be overflow, center is going to be, come on, search, there we go, iron ingot, or iron ore, iron ore coming out of there. And so we can go like this and say, you know what, hold on, let's get this one supercharged here. All right, and then we can just go right here, and we can say merger. Actually, we'll do it up here, even better. A little easier to do it right there. Take this out and readjust it. Right there, maybe make it a little 90. Make it a little cool little 90 there. And there we go. So now, whenever this stops, it's going to go ahead and siphon this into here, which goes to there. Now, this one over here is getting 240, and it only needs 180. So it has got a lot extra, right? And so we can divert that extra over there. But that one's got 480. So this is fine. That's going to have plenty of all of it, right? And so we have excess. So the iron ore itself is not going to be a problem. Though we could go back and underclock all of our iron ore nodes. I'm not going to bother. That's a little bit of extra power, but the backlogging of the iron ore is always something good in case you lose power. Then when you start your power up, you don't have to wait for it to come all the way down the belt, because guess what? You got it backlogged in your boxes. That's right, because you thought ahead. You thought ahead, so when your factory comes right on, boom, it's going to turn right back on. It doesn't have to wait for all that stuff to make their way there. And I like to leave a little bit extra when it comes to both fluids and also the extraction of ore, because it's awesome. But you could 100% it if you want. I'm not going to bother. I like the extra because it's going to cook. Now, again, we have a bunch of extra over here. By the way, we could also send it to the other side, and it could help over there with iron ore as well. But that's not going to be a problem because this has been backlogging too. I can tell you. I can go back here and I can show you. Let's do it. Let's go back here. Let's check it out. Right over here. It's going to start. Oh, it hasn't got there yet. It's going to start backlogging there because it doesn't have any rotors. Right, so when it doesn't have any rotors to match up those reinforced iron, look at that, plates. To match up these reinforced iron plates, which aren't currently being used, until we see these rotors. There they are, looking sexy. Now, one of the things I do also, if I have some rotors, like here I got like 200 rotors, is what I call supercharged. And that's why you got these boxes here. So you just go boom, drop those bad boys in there. And that's going to supercharge it. That means it's going to let it run a little bit, let it backlog a little bit of rotors while it's going. Now, the way you know this is working, without even checking any of the numbers, everybody, is you look to see if that's diminishing. Holy mackerel, look at it go. It's filling that bad boy up. So you go and see if it's diminishing, right? So right now it's got 100 rotors in there. It's starting to backlog. It's about to use some rotors right now. Boom, there we go. And it's filled right back up again. And then we'll let it run a little bit because you don't ever want this to stop. And so if you have any problem with it slowing down or doing whatever, good to have a little bit of backlog in each of the items. So if you have some laying around, I just put them right in there. Right in there to get them popping off. So there we go. And back here is the same thing. Right here. We got, what do we got? We need some rods. Do we got some extra rods? I seriously doubt it. We do. We got 1,000 of them. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and put them right in here. Boom. Now we got that backlog. This is going to start up. And while it's going ahead and getting that going, 3.2. Oh, we turned that down. We're not supposed to turn that down. It's 100%. My bad. I picked it up from over there. No. That's supposed to be at 100. Supposed to be at 100% because we're supposed to get 4 right there. See how we double checked? We made a mistake. Come back. We checked it. Okay, we got it. Right? Check all your stuff. Check all your stuff. So right there, we're gonna fuse that. That's got plenty, man. It's got so many reinforced iron plates. It's crazy. Do we got those reinforced iron plates going into the thing here? Dimensional depot. We do now. We do now. Put those bad boys in there. Now again, when that's in overflow, you could also put a smart splitter there and put it in overflow. But what I let it do is just let it fill the dimensional depot. Like right now, it's probably filling it up. Reinforced. Yeah, see, it's going to fill it up. It's 406 right now. We want to see it go 407. Should be going 407. Come on. Is it running? We gotta go check it. Still fire. Oh, it's making noises. Nope, something went wrong. Out. What are you doing here? What are you doing? This thing is funky. All right. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Get up in there. Well, sometimes it acts funky. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got a problem with it not knowing how to get it out of the box. Well, there's nothing in that box. Oh, it's the wrong box. That's not my smart platings. They're not in there. They're back here. Those are my smart platings. See, this is what happens when you stream for how many hours now? 15 hours. But hey, you got to be able to laugh at yourself, everybody. You're going to do silly stuff. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have problems. There we go. And then we can see it over here. Reinforced plates. There we go. Look at it go, man. We got the thing all the way up in phase 1. All the way up that sucker. The best part, you know it. You know it. The best part is just going around and seeing what you can do. But again, don't worry about failing. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just double check it as you go. and see if everything's cranking. Let's go over here. How we doing? This baby is ready. That's the whole side is looking good. But man, we need some serious rotors pumping out of here. Let's go. Let's go. Now again, everybody, I could just boom, put a summer sloop in there, and I could double up on those rotors, and I would be getting extra rotors that I could use for myself. Now right now, do I need any rotors? Not really. I got 187. But it's going to cost me a little extra power, but I would have extra rotors. In fact, I kind of feel like doing it. We got a problem with this in the way, but I'm just going to pretend like it's not there. If I can put them in. Oh, SAM fluctuators. SAM fluctuators is what we need. Luckily, we can make some of those ourselves. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, this is an epic run here, everybody. Man, this is like 70 hours in 3 days of playing Satisfactory. Of course, I was playing a bunch of 7 days die with my crew, too. So, that was also very fun. All right, I feel like we're going to just do it, even though it's not part of the plan. We're going to do it anyway. Right up here. And again, we'll just ignore that pole there. We'll just say we cut that pole in half and, you know, did the thing. Now, the problem is, everybody, if you are running up here, it's going to divert up here before it goes in here. Or it'll go up here and then one down here and one up there or whatever. But this splitter thing sucks. It sucks bad. Real bad. So what we want to do is really make too many rotors, right? We want to have too many rotors that it starts to backlog the rotors. So we're going to start with that first. We're going to go ahead and go boom. Now it's going to make 8 instead of 2. Now it kind of messes up all of our numbers, you think? No, because this does not affect the numbers before it. It just goes and makes double whatever it is. Now it costs 300 megawatts of power, but it just makes more because rotors are always the thing they're having trouble with. Now, if you can't figure out the numbers, everybody, just go to the end and put a doubler on there, and there you go. You've got enough power. Screw it. I don't want to go troubleshoot it. I can see I'm missing it by about 1. Put the doubler in there. Hit the power hit. Go make some more power. GG's. Don't have to do the numbers, everybody. Don't have to even do the numbers. Right there. And again, if I see I'm hurting on rotors, I'll do those first. Now, here's the thing I want to do, though. I don't want to just do this on the rotors. This one over here, I don't mind because I got tons and tons of those. What I want to do is a smart splitter here, right here at the bottom. And so we're going to go ahead and just try to get this on here like this. Okay. Now, when this fills up, and it's going to, we're going to say rotors. Now, again, you don't even have to do this, everybody. It'll just put in there. But rotor there, and then right is going to be overflow. So it's going to put all of the ones in there first. And then at some point, when I let this run for a really long time, it's going to say, hey, oh, that's too high. It's too high. Up there. We got to use the little things on the side to give us a little better idea. Let's say right there. Bingo. There it is. These little marks on the side are different elevation levels that match up to the buildings. So again, we're going to let this put all of them in here. Oh, it is overflowing. It's already overflowing because I put that 100 in there. And it's already starting to overflow. But when it starts to overflow, it'll then put it into here, right? So we're at 185 right now. Let's see if it goes ahead and overflows that bad boy. Okay, this should be the right thing. Yeah, this is rotors. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, use them up. There it is, 186. Okay, so it is working. So the overflow goes here, and it's just going to make as many as it can. That's going to make way too many for this. And then what it's going to do is it's going to go in the dimensional depot first, and then it's going to fill this entire box full of rotors. And then when I need some rotors to make some more factory stuff, like when we go to do our versatile framework, I'm going to have a whole box full of rotors. In fact, I'm going to have a whole box full of rotors. I'm going to have rotors in the machine. I'm going to have rotors on the belt. I'm going to have rotors in the dimensional depot. I'm going to have rotors coming out of my ears. And that's all I got to do now, everybody. This is my favorite moment in playing video games. And that's where we go right here. We go look at our thing. We go, oh, goosebumps. Goosebumps going on right now. Both arms. Both arm goosebumps. Check it out. Double. Getting the double. This is what I call set it and forget it. This is, we're going to set this up. We're going to let it run. We're going to let this thing, look at the purple coming out of there from the aliens tech. We got it all running. Look at all those green lights, everybody. We got green lights going. These are still overflowing here. Going to take a little while to let that run. Still overflowing over there. That'll catch up. Again, make sure to let that manifold run for a while, 10, 20, 30 minutes, and then come back, check everything. Start from the end, work your way backwards. Say, that's not making enough screws. That's not making enough plates. That's not making enough this, that, or the other thing. Like right now, I can tell you it's rods. It's not getting them rods in there fast enough. I can tell you we need more rods. That is for sure. But that'll get up and running eventually, and we'll have plenty of rods in here. And again, that's what we need to do right here. We need to get some rods in there. Right over here, rods. We need some rods in there. I got some rods here. Let's go throw some more rods in there. Help it catch up. Iron rods. Right in there. There we go. Pop it in 200 in there. That'll give us some time to backlog. We'll take this 15 that we got. We'll put it in there. We'll go ahead and get some more rods. In fact, we'll get a whole bunch of these out of here. There we go. And then boom, there we go. Got that backlog going. And that'll help it catch up a little bit. Let it get over here so it doesn't stop and start all the time. But man, definitely these rods look iffy over here. We got some problems with these rods. What's going on, brother? What's going on over here? 28.5. I can see these are not just non-stop running. So we got an ingot problem. What's going on back here? This is 26.66, so we got some problems here. We got some problems. It's idle. Not doing anything. We got problems in the back here. We got a connection problem. Oh, look at this. Look at this stuff. Look at this. Kismet done failed again right there. All right, that's why our see, I spotted the problem and hunted it down. See, that happens, everybody. It happens because you're rushing. You're try to get it done, and you miss some. I mean, it's not like it ain't got enough raw ore to make that run, but we missed that one connection, and all of these are down. Again, we want to make sure we got everything connected, otherwise all those numbers don't work. Now we're pumping that out, looking good over here. Again, we want this to go all the way through, and then start another one, and then get enough. Again, watch this number. This number should be going up. Right? Now, because I didn't have that running, this one didn't overflow yet. So we want to have that one fill all the way up. That one's going to overflow. Again, it's going to take 10, 20 minutes to get it going. Then this one's going to fill all the way up. And that one's going to start to overflow. And then this one will then be at full speed. It'll be up to snuff. Now, one of the things I suggest you do, though, is you can speed it along or infuse it a bit if you have any extra, which I did have a bunch extra. Or you can just grab the 11 out of here. Remember, half of these are going in here and half of these are going here. And you just go to the one at the end that's kind of starving and just give it a little bit of something to carry it over while you're waiting. Especially if you have a full stack, put a full stack in there to carry it over while these two are overflowing. And then boom, you're good to go. You're good to go. All right, that's all good. You can tell also it was backlogging over here, which it should be doing. Now, if you have a bunch of extra resources, everybody, you can also do yourself a solid by just going ahead and add another one. Right? We can just go right here to this other side over here because we got plenty of room. And we can say, you know what? Maybe we need a little bit more here. We're a little bit more here, right? And again, you don't have to do the math. Screw the math. Just go like this. I'm going to just add another one. I just feel like I need another one. I'm just going to add it. I answer to nobody. I'm going to add one if I want to add one. So there. And then right there. And then we added another one. It's going to go in here. It's going to make some more. And then we can go right over here. We can get this merger. Turn that merger that way. And this is also another way to get it up and running. And then burn up that excess resource because we have this kind of balanced exactly for how much we need. But I'll just make some extra. Make some extra, burn up that backlog in that box because we have way more iron ore than we need. So we're just going to make some extra to get it going a little bit faster. And that will get that all up. Look at them. They're all running. All three of them running now. Get that up and running. And again, if we did a little bit of math error along the way, guess what? That's going to fix that max error. It's going to fix it because we left a little bit of overlap, a little bit extra to make it happen. I do the same thing on my my fluids. I always cut early. So if this is 100%, I'll cut down to 80%, and I'll leave a 20% gap at the top, and then I never have to worry about it going off. Because what the problem with fluids is if you're bringing fluids on trains, or when you're transferring fluids, or whatever you're doing, or you're just coming out of the train or going in the train, there's a transition time in which it stops running the stuff out, and so now you don't have any fluids going into your fluid factory while it's running it out of the train, or if you're running it in the train, then none of those fluids are being transferred to wherever you need to go, and none of it's running into the train station if it's full or if it's just picking it up. So remember to add that bit of 20% time, or even you go down to like 5% if you want, time to accommodate that thing. I'm addicted to it. Oh, this game is great, man. This, again, is a 12 out of 10. This is an absolute home run. I actually got Game of the Year, by the way, for factory builders back in the day when it came out in release. And I believe it. Again, this game was an 8 out of 10 when it first came out in early access. I know, how about that? And then they just kept making it better and making it better and making it better. And again, this one more group of things. 3 things, that's it. They need the 3 things, everybody. And you go tell them. You go tell them over there at Coffee Stain. They need 3 things. 1, when I pick up something with middle mouse button, pick up the orientation of that thing. Look, it put the orientation in the opposite direction. Pick up the orientation of that, or at least give me an option. I can click it on, pick up the orientation of the thing I'm picking up. Number 2 is when I'm picking something up or out of a box like this, and I go right here and I want to take all, I hit R. Boom, into my inventory it goes until my inventory is full. If I want to put it all in there, I press T. Boom, all of it goes in there. It works on storages, it works on portable extractors, it works on all that stuff. Those are the 3 things that we need. The orientation, pick up when you're picking up an object like this with the middle mouse button. The R, take everything out. The T, put everything in. There we go. That's what we need, and this would be a perfect game. An absolute perfect game. That's it. That's all they need. And then for some people, they need golf. I know it's not really a golfing game. It's a factory game, but there you go. I'm sure somebody made a mod that did golf. I'm sure they did. Look at all those green lights, everybody. See all those ones back here, how they're yellow? And the reason why they're yellow, most likely, is because they're backlogging. They're backlogging over there. They're waiting for those rotors. Again, those rotors are going to catch up, too. Let's go back here and take a look, though. What we got? Oh no, they're pumping. They're pumping. We got all greens now. It just was from far away. We could see the yellow light on the front. Green, green, green everywhere. Green! Look at it go! Oh, she's firing at 100%. That's 100% fired off right there. Green all the way down, green all the way down. Greens, greens, greens. We want to see all the green lights we can see. And that's it. That's it. That's up and running. Oh, there's a yellow one. There was a yellow one for a second. Still try to get its resources. Still try to get its resources going. I can see it's at 6 right now. Again, going into that overflow mode. Oh yeah, there it is. Look, that one's starting to overflow. Overflowing over this way. Filling that bad boy up. And again, you got a bunch backlogged over here. You know what you do? You just go ahead and make some more. You just make some more, that's it. Again, don't have to worry about the numbers if you don't want to. You can just do it that way. Right over here. I bet you I got some iron ore hiding back here. Some iron ore hiding back here somewhere. Look at that coming out at full speed there. 270. I bet you I got some backlog right here. Nope. I do now. Boom. There we go. Put it right back there and it'll infuse it in the whole entire thing. Off it goes. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I just realized a mistake there. I just realized a mistake. Hold on. My bad. Hold on now. Hold on now. Oh, man, I'm glad I came back and looked. Must have moved that around. And we need a smart splitter there. Here. See, we're siphoning some of that off to go down the way. Again, check, 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 and check again, everybody. Here we go. God, man, it's just trying to trip me up. And then take this belt out, because that belt ain't going to work. And then this there. And then this in there. This over here. What are we doing here? Hold on. That's overflow. This is the input. right here. And we got to get this. We're having that overflow go this way. Now I forgot to put the smart splitter, everybody. That's a bummer. And this one is going this way. Huh. Oh, this goes here. Oh, I know what I did. Yeah. Okay, so this one's turned wrong. Hold on. Oh, man. All right, we did mess up that corner right there. Again, we were trying to go too fast. But see, you can just act like nothing was wrong, or you can fix it, everybody. That's the thing. That's why you admit your mistakes, is because you say, oh, man, I made this mistake. Let's just fix it. Let's just fix it. If people get on you for making mistakes, screw them. Screw every last one of them. You do you. All right, yeah, totally forgot to do a smart splitter there. All right, there we go. Now, the reason why we're doing a smart splitter is first, it will, only if it backlogs, will it run this way. So that means more of this is going to end up along this line, which is what it should do. And that should come down and end up at the end. So only when it's backlogged will it end up here. So this is going to go this way. And then this should divert and go into this one right here. We're just going to line that up. In fact, we're going to take this out just to line that up real nice like this. Merger. Yeah, this goes here. And this goes there. There we go. Yeah, we didn't get that quite right. Again, this should be running. I can see that's not running right there. And so that should be going down to here. And then this should be merging into there. And now we got that balanced. Okay, again, come back, check it. You never know. You might have been doing it in a hurry like me. And then some things went wrong. Okay, down here. Any overflow will go this way. Again, this is the straight way. Here. No, this is right. This is right. Okay, overflow is right. No, actually, this is the iron ore is right. All right. I'll get this iron ore because I turned it then the way I had it. Then overflow this way. None here. Okay, so most of this should go that way. Yes, there we go. And this is the last one on the chain too, so this one's going to get starved more than anyone. So we're going to give it a little bit right here. So this needs to get back up to speed. So that's pushing that belt at 270 right now. All right, let's check those numbers though. Go up here. We're doing 300 on this side, 180 on that side. So, 460, that's 300. Okay, that's too much. Oh, see, I didn't balance. I think that's why I had that other way, because that's too much for that belt. So we wanted to run it down here. I think it was 5. I think it was 5 that equaled whatever that was. Oh man, we took it out. 48. How many 48s equal 240? Let's find out. This plus 48. 96. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's why I was doing that. Okay. Hold on. That's why I wasn't merging it here, because it's doing 300 and the belt can only handle 270. So that's why I was doing that, and I was doing it right, and then I just changed it to the wrong way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one, this is why this one's doing the output side. This way. That's why it was turned. And we're going to do smart splitter. But I didn't have a smart splitter though. That I needed. So we caught that mistake. Or at least maybe I did have a smart splitter. I gotta remember. Take that out. Never trust those belts. Okay, now this one is this one last one that we need over here. And this one's going to end up with excess, right? So center, there we go. That's how I had it before. Iron ore in the center. And then on the left is overflow. Troubleshoot. You don't want to walk away and then it's not working. But it's already working because I can tell you it's already making them smart plays. I can see it's at 28,000 up there. It's already working, I can tell you. But we're just optimizing and getting it going. Again, back here, 240. And then this is 120 and 120. This is taking 60 this way. This is 180. Again, this is the load balancer. And then this one here is going to be our 120 this way. So that 120 is going to go down here. And again, the 240 is going to fill up those 5. That 120 is going to go here. It's going to have extra. Once it fills that up, then it's going to run this across here, load balance it to this other side, and it's going to use the rest of that on this other side as well. But you can see it's already backlogging. Backlogging over there because of all the stuff we've been doing. But very nice. Also, by the way, you want to supercharge this, just go back here. See if you got any extra. Grab that. Go right here to this first one if you don't want to wait for it to fill up. And just fill it up on your own. Boom, right there. Now it'll fill up and it's going to start to overflow. And then that excess is going to go over to the other one here. Once it gets up and running. Something's not right. Oh, there it goes. No, it is right. Just it took a minute to get the manifold up to full speed. All right, now we're cooking. Yeah, now we're going. Now we're going. Again, these ones at the end, everybody, you probably want to just put some extra in there just to keep it rocking and rolling. Put that back in there. So we did all that math and we ignored a little bit of that math by doing double rotors here because I need some rotors. Now what I can do if I have a bunch of extra plates and a bunch of extra rotors, I can just go ahead and make myself another one of these and just stick it right over here and just run those out and burn those bad boys up. And then when they're burned up, take it out. And that's what we'll do. We'll do that next time. All right, so we're 28,000 of 100,000, and we had to do all of that just to make a little bit, a little bit of stuff. Whew. How long have I been working on this? Well, the server time is different than my time. I could tell you it's at least 100 hours. I couldn't tell you. I'd have to go back and look at all the streams that I've done, but I'd say probably around 100 or so hours. There we go. 100 or so, I would say. You went fast, so it turned out half as fast. There you go. That's what it goes. That's what happens. But then you go back and you double check that you did all the stuff. And yeah, I'm in the spreadsheets over here. Look at these spreadsheets. Getting it going. Again, I do it like if I really was playing. If I was really there, what would I do? I'd crack out the spreadsheet and say, okay, man, how can I make this the most efficient thing ever? And that's what I would do. All right, now let's go ahead and check our power. We're going to get up on top here. We take another bird's eye view. How's our power looking? Boom, look at it jump way up. Holy moly, that jumped up, but look at this sweet, sweet geothermal power. No coal power being used right now. That's because I'm using my coal for my other stuff over there, which may or may not be running anymore. And all that stuff over there may or may not be running anymore. Don't care. Don't need it. What I need is this. And I need this non-stop running 24/7 and making me some extra, a little bit of something while we're at it. little bit extra. And again, when this is done, it's going to backlog, fill that full of rotors, fill that full of reinforced iron plates, and then backlog all the way back. And I'm going to have a bunch of extra screws and a bunch of extra rods and a bunch of extra everything to go ahead and use toward the next part. But I've already done 20,000 up there, you can see, and 10,000, or 20,000 versatile frameworks, and 10,000 of our advanced wiring, which that means we're already done. Now, I don't run that 100,000 into a box, everybody. You know the thing that has the largest storage in the entire game? It's this thing right here, the space elevator. Run it just directly in the space elevator, everybody. Don't be making 57 boxes to hold that stuff. Just throw it directly in there so you don't have to store all that and manage it all. But this is looking really rock solid right now. I can see some extra rotors going up here from time to time. By the way, when this fills up with rotors, this will eventually backlog and go down here as well, and then it won't even bother to send it that way anymore because there'll be nowhere for it to go, and then it will start to backlog into that box, and then it'll backlog to here, and then all of this will backlog and backlog and backlog and backlog, and then we'll backlog all the way back to the extractor, and then it will turn itself off. All of that stuff will turn itself off when it's not using the power, and then my power will actually go down. It'll actually go down. Now, see, if I tried to build everything I just built a second time, I could do it right now. Check it out. I got on the low side here about 8,976 power, and I'm using around 5,000. Now, some of that overhead is for my scanning right here, but we were so smart, we ran around, we even labeled them, everybody. I don't think I've ever once labeled one of these radar towers, but we labeled every single one. We got 16 of them. We even put a little map marker next to it so we could use it for navigation, because sadly you can't just click on this and say track, which would be smarter. But that's how it goes. Same thing with this. Click on this. Track. Duh. I know. It's like a duh moment. But we went in and we did all of those. But now watch this, everybody. You want to see me get a bunch of power back with one flip of the switch? Let's go. Right over here. Now check that map right there. Look at all them nodes, right? Lots of nodes. I'm gonna hide all these custom markers real quick. Boom, over here. There we go. Totally hidden. Can't see them, right? Look at all the nodes. You can see all the nodes in the entire game because they're all randomized and their purity is randomized. But if I flip this switch right here, because we went through and we made a separate network just for the towers, so we can go like that. Look how much power I just got back, everybody. The true amount of power that I'm going to be using is way less. So now if we go over here and we check this power, it just dropped by a massive amount because all those towers were building up that power. So look at this, everybody. Look how efficiently I'm running right now. 3,000 power. That means I can do that 3 more times or 2 more times on top of the one I just did. So there you go. So about 3,000 power it's taking. I can do two more times everything I just did. And if you're not impressed by that, I don't know what's going to impress you, everybody. Again, I'm the ultimate in efficiency in running the base, even in the most difficult mode. Oh, man, this game is fun. So fun, everybody. I suggest you fire up a new playthrough, 1.2. I haven't even got to all the 1.2 features yet. We haven't done roads and vehicles and vehicle paths and all of that fun stuff. We did do the spawn toilet, though. We did do that, which is really fun. I also want to get to the point where I can just chain all these together. That's going to be super fun. And a bunch of other stuff that they did add in 1.2. We'll get to it. But first, we want to do the ultimate challenge. Oh, man, look at it cooking now. 28,035. That's just a matter of time there. But again, even if it's not 100% efficient, it is massively more than what we had going before. And we know that that's just running and running and running. There it is, 2837 now. And that's it. We're good. Now what we're going to do next? We're going to let this run because that's the most efficient thing to do. Just let it run. We'll come back. We'll have 100 grand worth of that. And then we'll just turn this part off. You know how I turn this whole thing off? Watch this. You want to see me turn the whole thing off? Like this. Go right over here. And see where my main power line is running. Oh, hold on. We got disconnected over here. Oh, hold on. We gotta do this. Oh. We got to do a little power pole right here. Little something. And we run that up there. And then we run this over here. And then now, we got that going again. It's going to take a minute for it to spin back up again. There we go. Now, what I can do is I can see how much power it's using. Oh, look, it dipped. It dipped way down. And again, it went below the power boost that we have going. So we can see if there's anything else running by cutting this off. And this cuts everything off because it's all connected together into one power line. Now you can also do the same thing with your priority switches. Say you're real far away and your power goes off and you're like, I can't start it back up again. I've got too much stuff on the power. You go to your priority power switch, you click on the one, you say, okay, turn off all my factories. Boom, it turns them all off. You flip your switch back on again. Shoom, hopefully, all of your power and all of your hypertubes are on a separate power network, very much like our purple here, which we have our purple little stands that go all over the whole entire world. I mean, everywhere, everybody. They everywhere. Look at them. They all over the place. We did the whole entire thing. And then if we want to start this back up again, we can go ahead and start that up. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this easier, right? One last thing before we go. It's always that one more thing. It's always that one more thing here. We're going to turn the A on the left, B on the right. Then we're going to go right here. And we're going to go right up here. We're going to run that power right there. And we're going to go in here. We're going to give this a nice label. We're going to say this is, Smart Platies. Boom. Now, this is not a priority power switch. This is just a normal priority switch. But you can see, man, that went to 0. It went to 0. This whole thing went to 0. But there we go. We'll power it back up again. Now, when you turn it off and turn it back on again, everybody's going to need to do that. Fire all the way back up again, usually, unless there's a backlog of resources. I didn't let it go off too long. Otherwise, if you let it go off for too long, then you have to wait for it to go back up. But here's the thing. If you turn that off, all the resources that are on the belts will still reach wherever they're going because the belts don't take any power. All right. I think 16-hour stream 2 days in a row, and this is a bonus stream, is pretty awesome. Now, I actually got to come back in like 4 hours, which I'm probably not going to do. We'll just count this as a triple satisfactory day as well. So it's time to get on the Kismet Love Train. Roll on out of here. Let's go. Man, I feel so accomplished today. And man, had a really fantastic time. I hope you guys did too. Here's a bunch of kids caps for being awesome. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 caps. Also, you guys want to see my schedule, and it's right over here. We're going to be back on Tuesday night, probably a little late start on Tuesday night, but normally I'm here at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless I do a 16-hour stream before then. Then I'm going to rest up a little bit, and then we will probably start late. We'll go ahead and just check in on Satisfactory. In fact, we should write this number down. We should write this number down and see how many we get between now and then. I'm going to write down where we're at here on the spreadsheet over here. 28,047. There we go. What is this? This is 5:04 p.m. on the 4th. All right. And then what we can do is we can check it again, 5:04 tomorrow, or we could check it in the middle of the night and then come back and check it in the middle of the night the next time. And then we can basically minus the numbers and we know how many it's making every single day. I know, pretty cool, right? Okay, so that's my schedule, everybody. Again, we'll be back on Tuesday, Wednesday, Satisfactory, Power World, and some 7 Days to Die. We'll try to fit in as much of that as we can. Then on Thursday, we got Fallout Shelter, Fallout 4, and 7 Days to Die. Again, we'll be playing one after another, not all at the same time. And then we're going to try to get some more fun in with the team on Saturday, Sunday with some 7 Days to Die. Also one of the greatest playthroughs ever. Man, I'm having the greatest playthrough ever of just about everything. We're also later tonight, everybody. We might just check in with Satisfactory, do a little bit of Power World, and then jump into 7 Days to Die, where we're going to reset and start again now that they have the chicken coops in 3.1. I'm not going to reset on my team server, but on my local playthrough, I'm going to reset. We'll play it right from the very beginning to get a gist of how well those coops work in the beginning of the game. That's going to be super fun. All right, that's it for me, everybody. My little characters are going to pop up here and ask you to do some awesome stuff. And again, thanks to all my Patreon supporters down there. And of course, thanks to all the people scrolling up over there for coming in, showing that love, again, and all the follows and whatnot. So again, we'll be back for some more epic action. See you then.
Hi, this is Norbert, here to remind everyone on YouTube to hit the subscribe button, like button, and leave a comment below. All good Vault Dwellers and Dragons leave comments.
Don't forget to hit follow on twitter.com/KismetBP check out the Teamwork Tycoon Discord and Kismet's website full of info on his studio setup, favorite games, sponsors, and latest videos.
Did you enjoy the stream? Then this is your chance to support the Kismet Love Train on patreon.com/Kismet. This is the best way to support the everything from guides, highlights, videos, and so much more. Thanks to all of the Patreon supporters at the bottom of the screen.
Hi, this is Norbert. Thanks for watching. Let's subscribe.